Hello everybody, so today we're going to be going over the PML Qualifiers games. We're doing Zenith versus Ferocity because I know that this is going to be these are two solid teams, so I figured there'd be some good games to go over, so we're on Frog Isle. Torvald ban's pretty standard, Koa ban. So this, Zenith could honestly ban, I'm going to say ban another tank that would favor them a lot.
When you're playing round robin, you're all playing
you could have banned,
team ones in your group.
I don't know,
Yeah,
maybe
a wide variety of skill,
Nando.
but you're going to be in that position where,
Then
what
get
we played, one
Barrack.
of these sets was like a very fast 3-0.
I don't know, maybe
and
not.
then the next one took us 2 hours to finish.
No, because actually, I don't know. It depends, because like you can either try to like ban all the off tanks, like you could ban like you could have banned Ash. They probably they would have taken Grover. Because I'm just trying to think like if you can try to get Cassie into Ruckus, but I don't know. It feels like trying to screw over the other team isn't worth it most of the time. So what's gonna end up better for them, I think, is leaving. I mean, leaving Grover open is interesting. So interesting that Ferocity prioritized that. Taking the only really good off tank left. I like it. I wouldn't have been mad at the Grover first pick, or the Ash first pick. Taking the Eevee and R is pretty solid. So Eevee that early means that, I guess, Sniper plus Eevee is like a common thing that people try to do, so that's interesting.
Yeah, she's been back and forth.
Take away the only real way that you can pressure out the Sniper. You can take out Leon though, so I don't know. Cassie Barrack's fine. People seem to prioritize Cassie over Leon a lot.
Here's 8 seconds free.
Then Frosty you're going to round out with Nando instead of Ruckus, which is good. Victor into Sniper is something that I've been seeing a lot. I don't know, it's like, do you want Victor or Leon? And I think that's just personal preference. Into Snipers at least. And then Zenith are going to round out with a Damba. So nobody really got outdrafted, which is like what you tend to see. Because, I mean, like, they both have, like, stronger points in their composition. Like, Frosty have the better healer and main tank, and then Zenith have better off-tank, and they have a sniper. An uncontested, well, not an uncontested sniper, but, like, a sniper with the better off-tank is really solid. I think that taking the Ash early was really good. I like the Eevee, because I think they would have definitely taken, Zenith definitely would have taken it. So I don't know, like, both these drafts are fine, it's just who's going to be able to execute better. The easier draft to execute is probably Ferocity, because you can pretty much just send the Inara to point. But it's like, it's up to Zenith to do something, but then again, it's like very easy for Zenith to do something, because it's just, they have a really, they have the Sniper who can get picks, they can probably push Danger really well. So you can definitely tell that Zenith had like an idea of what they wanted to do going into this, yeah. So the Strix ban.
A lot of players that have been not only surprising in the way that they've been able to.
Alright, everything looking pretty standard. Steady aim is interesting. It means that you can two-shot squishies.
A lot of surprise upsets that they've been able to.
At least the Grover, at least. So who's gonna be able to actually push Danger? I think is gonna determine a lot. Is that battery ramp? Nope. Okay, that's a. I don't know if that's an overextension or like, cause you kind of just have to hold Danger, right? Like you don't have to win that fight. You can, it'd be great, but like you can just play slow and make them come to you because it favors the Nessa, and the Nessa is able to get a whole bunch of picks, which is nice.
And I will say one of the things we didn't get to see last set, every single
Alright, so how did
come out, well, the one time
how does Zenith approach this? Jump peeking?
Specifically to kind of stop Zenith from
probably
having
smart.
that sniper presence, and now I think we're starting.
Sniper's just jump peeking is the most tilting thing because it's so hard to do anything about it, especially if they're hitting shots.
That Kinessa can put out, it makes a huge difference in a fight.
And you see, Flame Effect's getting a little low, anticipating.
So hiding in danger like this is pretty free for Ferocity and Shield, but like just because there's nobody main for Zenith, so they'll have that angle. Did Nessa just reposition? Okay, Nessa did reposition over there. Hey. So now they're in a much tougher position. Cassie's still danger though, which I think is, or isn't, yeah.
And
Ash
right
is
now, he's
pretty
in control
far.
of Mage Monkey, who's just having to do
Wow.
whatever he can.
That's
Not able to get
a
fully
mistake.
through the
So
shield.
like
He still had
Cassie
a
could have
leg
been there
peeking
as
through,
well. They've got
and that's enough
Scout
to deal the
active.
damage.
And that's the way to do it right here. I mean, he goes away from
The
the
Victor
Cassie,
gets
the Ice Storm
picked.
on two. Huge plays here from Poison.
And they managed to kill the
Absolutely
back line.
dominating
Yeah,
this
yeah.
guy. Hits the flick shot as
The
well
rest
as
of his
he
team's
soars up
dead. So
into the
how did
air.
that happen?
Control is
Hold up.
And it's a sword.
So Cassie's back there. The barracks there. Ash is the only one dead. Or is Ash about? Ash is about to die. Okay.
Just let you know.
And then Ferocity are pretty much positioned how you'd expect, but Victor is forced out.
Oh, that was close, but I had it all planned all along.
It was all fully calculated.
So
He was in control of the situation, and right now
Ash
he's in control of
dies. They got Grover ult.
Monkey's just
Poison
having to do whatever.
recognizes they don't have an off tank. I can get into their back
He
line.
can not able to get fully
And I've
through
got
the
ult.
shield. He still had a leg peeking through, and that's enough to deal the damage.
And that's the way to do it right here.
He's in the
he goes away
trees,
from
really nice. So
Cassie gets the Ice Storm on two.
Nessa finishes off the Victor. Cassie, where's the Cassie?
And that's enough to deal the damage.
And that's the way to do
Is
it.
Cassie?
Right here. I mean, he goes away
Oh, Cassie's in. Okay,
from the Cassie, gets the Ice Storm
that's a
on
pretty
two.
nice angle. Managed to
Huge
pick
plays
the
here from-
pick the Grover is huge, and Nando died. How did Nando die? Cause he was danger, wasn't he?
He can not able to get
Like, you'd
fully
think he'd
through
be
the
pushing
shield.
the
He still had a
Cassie
leg
out right
peeking
now.
through, and that's enough to deal the damage.
And that's the way to do
Alright,
it.
so
right
oh, he's flanking up mid.
here. I mean, he goes away from the Cassie, gets the Ice Storm on two. Huge
That's
plays here from
I
Poison.
mean, I would have liked to
Absolutely
seen him
dominant.
go
This guy
danger.
hits the flick shot as
Force
well
out the
as he
Cassie
soars
at the
up into
very
air.
least.
But, oh no, the
I
fight's been
get
won without
that you
him.
want to like get into the
Again,
back line and all, but
Zenith, Ferocity, so close, but no cigar.
You know, I am gonna say, I can almost hear Poison
that
screaming.
was
Because, like,
close.
imagine making that good of an EV play.
Yeah.
You take 2 out of commission.
So it's
your team
like
still lost the
Turn
point
back
fight.
around and everyone
Zenith
else
won
is
that
It
despite
is a
losing
very
their back
unfortunate
line
scenario
and
'cause
their
he put his
Ash,
little
which is like
perfect
really
in there.
scary. So like
And
the
it's
flame
just
flame was like
very
really
much
good.
what did Grover-
Hitting
was he able to
shots.
accomplish? Was he able to get the healing that they
Maybe
needed?
that's like
Fernando
Ferocity,
and
just
Mia
like
not
not
able to
positioned
stand
right.
as
Also,
fully
small
as
thing
they
I'm just
could.
realizing they also have
They were just under
the
onslaught of
Grover
too
to
much
force out
damage.
the
Cassie
Nessa.
specifically, but really Barrack Ash,
Which can,
there's
like,
a lot of hope
It's not
that comes down from so many
insignificant.
sources that you're gonna almost perpetually feel
So on the
like you're
defense,
low
this
health.
is far.
I see, and I love these teams and the way
It's
that they give us a
Nano gets
oh,
picked
almost
because
off
of
the map
Jamba
there.
ult.
And he is off the map, just gonna blink on
So
you.
they have to
Nice
give
swaps in the
danger
open,
now.
spray away.
So the Ash
Is
and
that these
Cassie are
teams
pushing. This is
do
pretty
not really
standard.
step on the throat of their opponents.
Dom's there as well,
They
which
kind of allow
is
themselves to play this
interesting.
game
Whatever, it's fine.
at a slower pace. I mean,
Rip.
the
Oh,
level
he gets
of,
out. He gets out. Okay.
lack of mercy that
Ash
they
ult.
have
So
in
they
them
want to
and
keep the
not
staggers
being
going.
on their opponents, that when
Yeah.
they win
So the tanks
hard,
right now are
there's no
flipped from what they
question
usually
no
are.
doubt. It just feels like an unstoppable force.
Actually,
the
you know,
behind
it's
those
fine.
teams' confidence, but also the direction they try to take these
So they're
teams.
why is, I don't know why you give that as Barrack. Oh, who got picked?
Hasn't contributed much
Someone got
offensively,
picked.
and,
I
the point
assume
Titans
that's the
have been
Nessa.
done by feels like an unstoppable
Somebody was
Yeah,
respawning there.
lack of mercy that we a slower pace. I mean, if you imagine and spray away,
Did anybody die?
is that these play the teams? I'm just gonna blink.
Gonna almost perpetuate.
Did they give us a different spray away?
Who the hell's way back there?
Is that these teams do not
Is it like a turret or something? That's a fucking turret.
step on the throat of their opponents.
Oh my
They
god.
kind of allow themselves to play this game at a slower pace. I mean, if you imagine
It's a
kind of
turret. Go
the
figure.
level of lack of mercy that we see
Oh man.
and Navis have on their opponents.
Because I'm like, okay, playing slow when you're waiting for somebody, that makes sense. It's a fucking turret. Alright, so Barrack holding this angle is really good because it gives a lot of space for the Cassie. The Ash being far back there is good. It's like what she has to give though, so now you'd hope to see the tank switch with Ash pushing.
Payload. It's moving a lot
pushing
faster
that
than I
left
think
side
anybody
over
on
there.
Frog Eye would really hope to see. A minute left.
They're
and it's still
low.
Pretty much right there. Maybe 3/4 of the way through.
Eevee ult comes out, is able to get a kill.
You can do anything with this payload. I mean,
Did they just
will
use Victor ult
potentially
or?
go in. This fight's definitely
No, they just happened to be at
maybe
60.
Make
Okay.
the rest of the team fall back.
So they picked the Barrack
Like,
and then
again,
Zenith soft
This
reset.
map is a lot smaller than some of the other ones. We just came off of Frozen Guard
Okay.
at the end of the last set, coming into this. It is
So
a
how
drastically different style. 30
Ferocity
seconds
is holding
what
this
you
side.
need for the last
Yeah,
of
Eevee's
it.
just
An
playing.
overtime
Eevee
push
Nano
is
playing
not
danger.
happening.
Everybody else
All you
mid.
need is a couple of
Grover
good
in
plays.
between as he needs to be.
Like I
So
said,
they could
sniper,
try to.
you know,
They can't really do
already
much.
start
They could
so
use
small,
like.
but
They could try to put a
I don't
Barrack
know
in the
if I've
middle and like
seen Zenith
try to
said
split them,
they're
but
playing much better than Ferocity. I mean, Poison's
No.
been pretty on fire. I feel
right
like
now
they
they've
just
already
haven't
broken that
gotten
choke.
going.
Grover gets
Right
forced
now,
out, so he's not gonna have
Grover
that.
is
Ash is
just
very
from day
far.
one and Kerfluffle, if they can
Damba pockets only last so long. They almost get the NR. That would have been huge. Oh, they're gonna give.
Warmed up a little bit more. I mean, a best of 5 will do that to you.
Yeah, especially
I would have said winnable, but
especially
you know.
since one of the games they had to play
Nice
on and
kill.
unfortunately lost on was their Frog
Oh no, they're
Isle
still
map.
going.
So
Never mind.
being able to come here, recognizing, okay, maybe we can keep it under control. You're taking a lot of damage from Flame
Yeah.
on
Okay.
the side.
What actually went wrong there? So
You know, maybe it's just a case of teams ends being warmed
Ash
up.
isn't there yet.
I mean, a best of 5 will do that to you.
Yeah, especially putting you competitive.
Nessa gets
especially
forced
since one of the
out.
games they had to play on and
So what's actually going on?
unfortunately
Barrack's
lost
just
on
trying his best to
was
contest point
their
against
Frog
2
Isle
tanks
map.
from
So being able to
Ferocity. So Ferocity's not actually contesting
Come
like
here,
that left side over there.
recognizing, okay,
It's like, notice how their tanks are stacked, right? Like, that's fine in a scrappy fight like this, but like Nando could be like forcing out the Nessa or something.
maybe we can keep
I
it
don't know,
under
it's not really
control.
huge.
A lot of damage from Flame on the side, but
Interesting
that's the
positioning, but like they've
responsibility,
already
right? That's what we
they
haven't
picked the
been seeing to this
healer,
point.
which is
The
rough.
damage on the side has never been returned in full.
It's like
Flame
I don't
got
know.
2 shots off and then 4 members.
I think that's what he should have been doing from the beginning,
And, you know,
the
what's
Nando.
interesting is,
It
we
works
used
out
to
though.
see so many different approaches to this team fight. They're really relying. Jalen Sanity approaches right there. We see him when he goes into the ice storm, but dies immediately.
I think that was
So
a stun from the
interesting.
Namba hit the
Drops in
Nando.
under pressure,
Didn't
gets
actually
the
see.
ice storm, turns around and
Alright,
still
ults, what do we have?
So I think something
Victor
as
ult,
far
that
as
could
pressure that he's providing, maybe a little bit more this
You force out the Nessa at
It's gotta
least.
change for Fluffle and him. 0-2, 1 and 3 respectively. And
Ferocity don't really have like any hard engage ults, like unless you wanna. You could try to like poke out the Ash and alter with an aura, but Zenith is gonna have much better ults to engage with. Like Ash and Damba are really good for that. So they do have Damba, or Nando rather.
You don't think Kinessa's going to turn around and locate you. You don't think that
So
while Eevee is sitting on top of her dealing damage, that she's going to be able to turn around and find that shot. But Watkins is
I don't know if you
gonna
use
cool
Ash
under
ult
pressure
aggressively
all
here, because
day.
again, you don't need to win
So you have to
danger.
kind of expect that coming down. Stigma finally going to be able to get the kill, and
Victor
it's
ult
on
gets
to
the pick
Watkins,
on
so that's a
Nessa.
very big, important kill. And she
Barrack
gets the
ult in
dome
an
shield not on
interesting
the objective.
spot. This is still a lost fight, or it should be. Victor just kind of runs past Barrack, Dombalt comes out, Flame gets a kill though.
It feels a little slow to react, and now
They lost like one part of main and one part of
can they turn it into something a little bit more consistent? Jumps
Nice
up,
Ash ult.
avoids the seismic crash, and has a seismic crash of his own. Mage Monkey finds the
Okay,
kill.
so what actually like went wrong
Now they
there?
feel very confident.
So like Nessa dies to Victor ult, which can't you teleport out of that in time? With Beam Me Up? I could be wrong. I don't know that matchup super well. So Victor gets the pick on the. They lose the Nando. Why did they lose? He had ult too.
Objective. I mean, I think at this point they just
He got booped. Oh my God! Look at this. This is unlucky.
Not on the objective.
I mean, I think at this point.
Oh my God! No, wait, hold up.
Important kill, and you get the dome shield.
She shoulder bashes. He tries to body block it, and ults as he falls off. No. Oh my God! That's I don't know. That's unlucky. Okay, so now Ferocity don't have their off take. No. Oh. Okay. They're still pushing very hard.
That confidence. You know,
Victor gets a nice pick. Damba Fear hits Grover and Anara.
I mean, Watkins under
Victor, I don't know if you call it an overextension. Probably.
pressure, you can't kill.
Maybe if you just like sit face, because the Nessa's not face, sorry, but like literally on plat, because the Nessa's dead.
They feel it feels a little slow to
So
react,
like
and
Eevee
now
doesn't have
still
as much
taking money back,
space.
45%. Can they turn it into
Ash
something a little
ult's
bit more
nice.
consistent? Jumps up, avoids
Grover
the
heals
seismic
onto enough.
crash,
Grover's
has
gonna
seismic
get
crash of his
out,
own.
but
Mage Monkey finds the kill, cements himself onto the point as he plants the flag. And again, a couple of good backline kills.
I don't know. It just feels like the Cassie's doing work, to be completely honest with you.
Being able to find these shots, Watkins being back, Flame and him, I want to say firing in tandem as well. There's a lot of pressure, and I even said this. You get rid of the
How do
sniper
they
early on,
reapproach?
they
They've
did
got
that. They
Eevee
were
ult,
able
so
to
probably
find
look for that
just
early
returned
on
the
the
damage when it came down to
the
it. He was
Ash or
able to get
something.
Stigma off on the side. And that's
There
the
it is. Did they get the
difficulty of
kill?
dealing with
They
Zenith
do,
right
but
now.
they
You have
lose
to kill so many
Nara in the
people to make
process
it work
because
out.
Grover ult was late.
We're able to Flame just returned the damage in full when
Right.
it came down to it. He was able to get Stigma off on the side, and that's the difficulty of dealing with
overall it's
Zenith
tough to
right
get
now. You
value
have
out
to
of.
kill so many people to make it
But yeah, I
worthwhile.
guess it was late.
Fluffle's wall is either on cooldown or he doesn't put it up.
It's like it's weird though, cause like if you ult early, it like you look dumb because you're just kind of like looking there. Hey, you're full health. You're full health. You're still full health. You're still full health. You know, like instead of saving, like I don't know, it's overall you just need to ult so early. It's actually kind of ridiculous. But anyhow, they lose Linara, which sucks. I don't know, maybe she didn't have cooldowns.
Fast
I
enough.
don't know why she took that much damage. So Nando has to rotate to point. Eevee's dead to Dom, but was that a stun? Do we get to see?
Came down to it. He was able to get Stigma off on the side, and that's the difficulty of dealing with Zenith right now. You have to kill so many people to make it worthwhile.
I mean, Kerfluffle's wall is either on cooldown or he doesn't.
So we don't get to see, but that kind of sucks because I feel like it was a hot stun. But they lose Ashe because alright, the Eevee ult.
Doesn't put it up fast enough. I mean, that's where you need to go. Run
Okay.
up, put the wall up immediately,
And then they're very low.
Putting the wall up, and it just feels off. It feels off.
And then
the
Zenith are able to
bridesmaid,
clean
right?
up.
The bridesmaid syndrome maybe coming back here.
I don't know what picked the Eevee.
Now take even more of a commanding lead, no matter what.
That was kind of
The
important.
thing is that they have control at this point. Backline kills, EV plays.
Hmm.
Doesn't matter. The points
Also,
are going
imagine
away.
if they had Nando ult for that. Maybe they could have saved Eevee. Maybe Eevee lives. Maybe Eevee
That's
pops
more
off in the back line, or at least
honestly, anything like you could
takes
get
the
a full
pressure
arrow,
off
that's
and
a
like
nice score, but,
Grover
like,
ult
it's not
saves the
a genuine
Gnar or something.
impressive
So
feat. An impressive
Zenith
feat is
could
we won
have
this point even when we lost the fight.
played
Like,
slower.
we've
I
been able
think.
to come through
I think you
or
play slow.
potentially won
Like
the
I
fight
don't get
even
why
though
they're
we lost the
pushing
fight.
danger
There's no
so
reason some of these
hard.
lanes should be going
Like you know, you
Zenith's
do
way,
like that. You know,
but
you
they're
just
still
want
able
you
to
want to
pull
win the
through.
fight, right? You want to
Zenith
you want to get those
doing
kills.
exactly what they need. Stigma on
But
the
like
other
you don't
side.
need to. Like your
I just feel
backline
like I see a lot of these
should
shots maybe not
win the
connecting
fight
full, not a lot of
eventually
games
if you
like
fend
Victor,
off the
while he's a
Eevee,
nice
and you
pick,
should be able to
doesn't
fend
seem
off
to
the
be
Eevee because you
strides
drafted
we're
well.
seeing out of Zenith.
Yeah.
So let's start this far up. I
Potentially
mean,
won the fight
Grover gets
even though we
picked, right? Is
lost
that
the fight.
that's
There's
it?
no reason
That's the
some of
only
these lanes
real
should be
thing.
going Zenith's way, but they're still able to pull
Okay.
it through. Zenith doing exactly
Yeah,
what they need.
that's
Stigma on
boss
the other
fight right
side.
there.
I just feel like I see
that's
a lot
it.
of
That's
these
all there
shots
is to
maybe
it.
not connecting in full, not a lot
It's
of
a nice
games
pick
like
by
Victor,
Watkins.
while he's a nice pick, doesn't seem to be
And then
giving
they
us
already
the
have
strides
positioning.
we're seeing out of
Ashe and
Zenith.
Cassie up here.
No,
Barrick will be like main or
I think we're gonna load. I would assume he's running.
maybe holding up here or in, like I think it's called Vines. It's the left of the Victor there. Where he's looking at right now.
It just, you're right. It feels like
Oh,
silent game
Zenith has Damba
for him.
ult.
There's the barrage as well. Immediately goes on to the
He's
Kinessa.
able to get out.
Right out of trouble. And that grenade should hit something. Actually,
Damba ult.
hits the Kinessa in the
Oh, they
back line.
wait. Did they get Cassie
Right out
with
of
the?
trouble. And that
Oh, it's
grenade
just
should
a
hit something.
okay.
Actually hits the Kinessa in the back line.
Why are they forced
Now,
out so
Zenith is
much?
pressured. This is a good opportunity to push
They had
this.
fear going
We're gonna
on.
see a little
Why was Cassie so low?
silent game for him. There's the barrage as well. Immediately goes on to Kinessa, who repositions
I don't know. Like they shouldn't be losing that. Damba's kind of far up.
right out of trouble. And that grenade
Like fear is going on. Cassie.
should hit something. Actually hits the Kinessa in the back line.
That's a rip.
And now Ninny is pressured. This is a good opportunity. to
Maybe
push
the
this.
Ashe like
We're gonna
didn't
see a
take
little bit
enough
of aggressiveness
space,
now, and look at that.
or
Couple kills
I
start to
don't
flow.
know. It's hard to
Watkins
tell. Maybe the
still
Eevee hit some nice
ultimately
shots.
not too upset.
That
and
was
hits the
nice.
shot. Maybe that's just why Watkins just daring them to come at him. And he's
Don't
getting
mind me.
filled up by Baller Steve.
Run.
And they
Okay.
get out of this situation.
And I've got to say it again, something that I don't
So
typically get to see out of
let's
Kinessa
see.
players.
How can they
He
break
gets shot
this?
and
They
he
get an
doesn't
Ashe ult. I
Unscoped,
don't know if
he
you
doesn't
want to
try
commit
run
here.
away, he doesn't
'Cause
instinct
if you push, you get comeback
for him
mechanics.
is
You
to
give them
continue
comeback
to fight.
mechanics and you
Instinct
lose
for him
ults.
was to, okay, I'm taking 2,
Oh,
3 burst shots
that's
from
a
this
pick.
Victor, and my shots
That's
hit.
another.
I'm gonna fire
Ooh,
now.
this is
Like,
bad.
He waits patiently. Like, this is
He's just owning them.
just
I mean,
a
that's what
different
it
tier
is.
of Kinessa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's literally just.
I mean, it's like yeah,
on fire,
picks are
just
like
owning it.
lucky or whatever, but like they're putting themselves in
Everybody
good
except
spots
Frozen,
to
who is,
get
you know,
lucky, I
distracted.
guess.
He's doing a great job, but headshots are flowing. Like.
And Ferocity don't want to commit.
Like the
That's
water
fair.
at Zion National Park. I don't know what else to say.
His
Alright,
heart
so
pump
Cop
is
Freeze will
doing
be
something,
online,
but
so
he's still
Grover
shooting,
just
he's
fell
still
off
getting
really
it.
hard.
Still getting
Um,
headshots, so that's a
at least
good,
his ult
push.
did.
It seems like this game and the morale of
Flame just cleaning up.
Ferocity of
Something that I've noticed that Flame likes to do just from watching random PML games is like he really
Comeback
likes to
mechanics
Cassie
may be
ult and then
enabled for
hold
him this round,
W.
which they didn't have last time. So
which
if they get
is-
a good fight similar,
True.
I want to say good
It's more
start to
selfish,
what
but
they
like
had last
whatever.
time. They kill off Watkins
He gets
very
kills
early
with
on.
it, so
They intentionally cut off Baller
you can't really.
until either Nini or
This is
Mage.
bad. You got kills,
that's
but it's
gonna
still
make
like
it a
say
lot
you know like
easier
watching
for them
somebody
to put
pop
themselves
up
on
and
the
say
point
you
to try to
shouldn't
take
have done
advantage
that
of having a comeback
is
mechanic.
is
I mean,
weird.
Flame Effects is like 9-3 right now.
Wrecker
Watkins
free
is
on
like
Cassie
1-3.
too, so Nana's gonna have
There's
a
so
really
many
tough time.
factors, and it just comes down to what we were saying at the beginning
So
of the last set as well.
how's this gonna
Zenith
go?
just has 5 members that are playing so
I mean, Zenith have been
insanely
playing
well that
better.
it's hard to counter out
Ferocity
any
have
individual
ults.
one aspect.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of doing the same thing over and over again. I think
Playing
they're trying to
slow.
bring a different pace to it.
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
Force out
kind
the
of
Inara.
right side. There's the Ice Storm a little earlier.
EV ult doesn't really get much. There's an early Grover ult.
It's still not really working out, so an adjustment needs to be made. I mean, maybe
Victor
dive
gets
needs to happen.
picked.
Maybe just pull the sniper's eyes away.
Oh my
Boyd's
god.
doing his best. He's gonna ice block
Okay.
there, and this is just to give
So
him
now
a
they're
chance to
pushing
get
because
the
they
spot.
picked a Victor and they don't have much. They don't have any damage.
True
This is a
impact.
super low damage comp from Ferocity, so he's just gonna reset.
For Fluffle and Jalen Sanity
That's
right
fair.
behind him.
They
This
use
is just
Ness ult to like
Good Paladins
pick.
coming down from
Victor ult
Zenith,
can't
right?
pick the
That's
Nessa
just
again.
the only way to really describe it. They're not
I don't.
tripping up. They're not
Man,
making
is
mistakes.
that
They're
is that
taking
consistent
kills
fake?
away.
Nice shots.
That is
Um,
probably one of the biggest.
Yeah, they might have used
factors
Ness
to a
ult.
team losing.
Wait, hold up, they lost to
Did I
that
do
with like a lot of ults, didn't they? Yeah, they had Inara, they had Nando, I don't know. I don't think that you would have been able to get value out of Nando because you lost the fight because Victor got picked and they got 5v4'd. So it's like Nando ulting in a 5v4 is gonna be rough because like you're always gonna be in a really bad spot after Nando ult most of the time. Unless you have like Grover ult, which they already used to keep the Inara up. It's like that's what a good Grover ult looks like. Good Grover ult looks like. They didn't go for a Nara, did they? I don't know if maybe they had resilience or something. Zenith still had a lot of ults, so like even if I don't know, even if like Ferocity managed to recontest, then I don't know. So yeah, it feels like both teams got an okay draft. It's just Zenith had a better one. It's not like the draft from Ferocity couldn't have worked. I think that let's go back. Let's go back to the draft. Where is it? It's like what I mostly want to pay attention to here is oh wait, hold up. I want to pay attention to off tanks, right? Because like I don't know. I don't like letting Connor Torvald through would have been worse though. So that's really good on Zenith for banning like the one Makoa. I don't know, if your Ferocity is the first pick Ash value then? Because like Grover's fine, but like I don't know, because I feel like Ash into Nando would have been able to push, and also it falls off harder. So I think that first, but then you give them an R and Nessa. I think that's fine, because then you can still take the Eevee. They probably do what Grover. If they do Grover Nessa, then you get Ash, Eevee, Inara. Or maybe you get the free sniper. You can do like Ash into Eevee Nessa, which should be fine. Well, you know what? They might have picked the Cassie for the better matchup into the Eevee as well. See, I think that when there's only one top tier thing of something left, and it's like not the healer, then I think you take it. Like if there's only one good main tank left, you take it. If there's only one good off tank left, you take it. If you know, just tanks are so important right now. I don't get why people are saying we're in a sustain meta when tanks determine everything. It's like Grover's good. Grover will contribute to you winning, but he's not gonna be what makes you win. If that makes any sense, like he's gonna contribute. He's gonna do his bit. He's gonna do it really well and probably better than the Drampa. But just having the better tank matchups, I think, is so much more valuable. I don't know. I would have taken the Ashe. I think that's the mistake in this, because then you're able to push, and you have Ashe ult to like get that positioning. It's like, how does this go different? Like, it's really hard to tell what Zenith would have taken. Like, it's, oh shit, they got the Ashe, we can't take Nessa anymore. Like, do they do... Because they can't do Nessa Eevee, because then you give Grover and Nara away, and then you're fucked. Then you're fucked, just to put it lightly. I don't know, they probably do Anara Grover, no, Anara Eevee. It's really hard to like Fury craft that. Like, what would you take if there's one sniper band and the other team is Ash? I think that you want the Anara. Cause if you do whatchamacallit? If you do, I lost my train of thought. I'm dumb. If you do an R or Nessa, sorry, then they can push really well. So like, what do you do? BK? You take the BK later, and just like try to stop them from pushing with a BK, because like BK would do well into Ash and an Eevee. So how would that look like? You'd have Anara, Nessa, BK, Nando, Grover, or Anara, Nessa, BK, Damba, Nando, right? Okay, you know what? We're just gonna pull up Notepad. So they'd have Anara. Well, okay, so they'd first pick Anara, Nessa. Well, let's try like actually like go over how this draft works. Like one team takes Ash, Anara, Nessa, and the other team does what? Eevee, Grover. Then you do, I don't know, Nando, BK? Do you want to take the I don't think you want to take the BK that early. And Ferocity wouldn't take it. So you do Nando, Cassie? Maybe? No, you have the Nessa, sorry. I'm going to put one team in caps so I can think this through. Because I'm just trying to like, because like this sort of stuff is like what wins you games, right? Like, that's what loses you games. Because if you can draft better than the other team, like your win rate would just go up so much. So you have an R and Nessa, you're going to take Nando, probably your healer. Last pick the DPS. So then Ash, Eevee, Grover, you do Barrack and Cassie? Wait, hold up. Am I messing this up? Ash, Eevee, Grover, Barrack, and like Cassie or Leon. Whichever one you prefer. So then Anara, Nessa, and then BK. So like, is this a better draft for Zenith? Or for Ferocity? Ash, Eevee, Grover, Barrack, Cassie, Leon. Cassie or Leon. They seemed like Cassie. Let's put Cassie in there. And then Anara, Nessa, Nando, Namba, BK. Like that's how I see it going, right? So like that's how I see it. Okay draft for both teams. Like that I think that's a better draft for Ferocity. Because then your idea is you can actually push danger. And the Barrack, then you get Barrack into Nessa. And that's rough. You gotta push danger so quick then. But I feel like you can. Or you know what, if they had the Nessa, they'd probably take Victor. So, let's put that down. I don't know, this is really rough for Ferocity, actually. I really like this second ban sniper. Cause like, what can you do against it? Cause does this go better though? This is assuming that Zenith take an R and Nessa. Like if they take something else here, like it goes completely differently. I don't know. Maybe I'm rambling, but like the TLDR of this is I don't think the Grover was worth it. I think Grover's good. I don't think he's that busted. He's certainly not going to be now, so this discussion is kind of moot point. So on Frozen Guard, we'll go to the next draft.
Pick up a lot of different strategies.
So let's see if they do better when
their picks and bans,
they don't
like at
get.
the very
I don't want to call it
this is the
gimmicked
strategy we're gonna
by
do.
the
We're gonna
sniper,
ban
but.
Kinessa, make you think we're gonna grab Strix, or we're gonna make you.
Alright, Torvald ban. It's fine. Con. Lots of off tanks are banned.
Throughout the entire map, and again, that one was, I think,
Banned
a
Leon.
4-1. Might have been 4-1 coming down from
It's
them,
interesting.
similar to what we just saw. And Frog Isle
Is in,
kind
so
of a level
Koa
playing
and
field. Everyone
Ash
has a
are
Frog
open.
Isle.
I like this from
Frozen
Ferocity
Guard
because
is
it means
still
they get a
level. Everyone's
Nara
had the
plus a
same
good
amount of
off tank.
experience on it, but there's some teams that
So you
just
take
go with that.
Yeah,
and Grover's. Oh my god, really?
This map does not suit every play style or every
Now, do you do a Nara? You probably take a Nara. A Nara Crassie? That'd be fine.
And you do see more of the long range continue to gain an advantage because of the long lines.
You give up a Nara Ash though. Also Zinban. That came out of nowhere. Nara Ash, please. Yes. Please take the Ash.
And I feel
Actually, you
like
don't have to,
this
because
is
if they
actually
take
similar to something we
Koa
saw
Ash,
earlier.
then you
Unfortunately,
win.
this time around, you don't
No, you could have
get
taken something
that
else there,
on the
actually.
side. You really don't have that many options.
Because if
in
they
terms
take
of
Koa
pursuing
Ash,
damage
I
to
think
deal
you
with
win,
Madoa.
straight up.
So
Because
this
you
is
take Nando,
either
who's
the
not a horrible
confidence
off tank and does well
or
in
they
Frozen Guard,
recognize, oops, we made a mistake,
and you
but we
get
didn't want
whichever
them to have
DPS you prefer. Or maybe you just want to see what they pick. That would also work. If you want to see what they pick and there's nothing that you really prioritize right now, like maybe if one of those DPS weren't banned, then you can take one of those. You could have also taken what's really priority. I don't know, not much to be honest. Nessa Pip. Pip on Frozen. I like the Nessa, but Pip. Why Pip? Why would you take it? Are they going to take it? Okay, they do. So,
But I feel like Zenith kind of
like there's two ways you can play Frozen Guard, right? So there's like wall and plat, right? So you can either send one person to point and all the other ones wall, or I can send one point and then like sort of like try to wrap around and like play off your, because like Frozen Guard usually ends up as a dance of like force out the, who can force out the other person's main tank first from then they're just kind of staring at each other from opposite sides of the map. The Sky is really interesting, so let's go over draft. First of all, because Sky to Pip is like bad. It's like a really rough matchup, but like maybe, I don't know how it's gonna go. It's like if that duel will ever have an opportunity to take place. Okay. Huh. So considering that they picked a Nessa, I do like the Ash pick that early because, you know, you don't want to give Ferocity much time to respond. I don't think Koa's that good on this map. I think I'm okay with giving up Makoa here. Like, I think he's really good, but like, I don't think he's that high on the tier list for this map specifically. Just because of the way you play. Maybe he's good into Barrack, sorry. He'd be good into Barrack. Or no, Because, like, just the way you play the map, you're not going to get many opportunities for hooks. But he's not like a hook bot, right? So, there's that. Okay, so both teams are going to send their main tank to point. So it's like, where does the rest of the team go? Because Zenith want to go wall, right? Because they have the sniper. But then I don't know if the Grover is priority here, because like Grover tells me that you want to play plat. The Nessup tells me you want to play wall. So the Grover's going to be in a really weird spot here, because he's going to have to play on like that low ground between the point and the wall, because otherwise he won't be able to reach the point. But like if he plays on wall, he'll do a crap ton of damage, but he won't be able to heal Dainara, and keeping your main tank up here is essential. So like I honestly prefer Donwell on this map. I don't think the Grover first pick is worth it. I mean, unless you're playing plat, but they're not, because sniper. They can't. They could, but then you have like Carbine Nessa and like so. I mean, actually, if they, but like Ferocity don't. Does Ferocity want to go wall? Like I don't think so, because of the Sky. And like where's the Pip fit in all this? Like, is he what's gonna win the wall? Or maybe they're thinking with ults, because like if Ferocity try to go wall, they chicken. and then would take wall from them. For Rosengard's a weird map, man. I think, okay, now if Zenith go plat, I think it would work out. It'd be really tough for the Nessa, but I think it would work out. Now the question is, could they actually take a fight on plat? Could they win it, or is Ferocity going to try to go plat as well? I think like Zenith ideally want to have wall, because they like Pip does really well at range into the Sky. But I don't think Sky's gonna be playing like the DPS. I think the Koa and the Cast are gonna be playing together. Sky's just gonna be there to melt the Inara. I think that's her job on this team, and try to force her out so the Barrack can take point. And then S is gonna be doing the same thing to the Barrack, because I think the Pip does better into the Sky. Well, no. Who do you want fighting the Koa? Probably whoever has Wrecker. Who gets Wrecker for Zenith? Probably the Pip, right? Well, no, the Nessa's gonna be shooting point no more, actually. She should get Wrecker, so... Like, her having Wrecker... No, because you want Wrecker into the Barrack. You want both of your DPS to have Wrecker here, but, like, it's not as important to the Koa, I don't think. So I think Nessa looks a point with Wrecker. Pip tries to force out the Koa and Sky, and you do play wall. Can you take wall? I don't think Ferocity wants it, though, so I think that's fine. So Zenith go wall. I don't get the Pip, man. Why the Pip? Like, his ult is great. Like, his picking... Because if you get the pick on the Barrack here... Like, if you pick the Barrack with Chicken... Because you can with, like, the Inara, the Pip, and probably the Nessa, and the Grover, looking at the Barrack. You should be able to kill that Chicken really easily. So if they pick the Barrack... Is that, like... That's kind of instantly a one fight, yeah? It should be. Like, Ferocity should back up and wait, so then you can zone. Then zoning the Ferocity soft reset well is going to be really tough, so it's only going to buy you like 50%. I don't think it's a fight-winning ultimate. It's like, it's pretty much a free comeback mechanic, and it forces them to buy Rezo. And that's even if it works. Because, like, you'll instantly get up to like 50-60%, or you could, you try to win the fight and that, like, slowly capture, like a certain amount, like, get up to 30 and then Chicken, because I think that'd be decent. So, like, what you could have taken... You could have taken the Beak... You don't really want another Blaster here. You want something that can force out the Koa and Sky, so but at this time you only know it's a Koa, so Chicken's fine. Or Pip is fine. So how's the rest of the fight gonna play out? You're gonna have... Ashe and the... Because the Pip doesn't really want to play with the Ashe, because pushing into that angle is going to be really tough. Pushing, like, into their backline, which you usually do if you're off tank when you're playing wall. You don't go too far, though. It's going to be a tough angle for Pip. Then Koa... I don't know, I really like the Sniper. I don't think the Sky's going to get... She's going to be a right-click bot on the Inara, and the Inara is just going to, like, back up when she can. I think the Inara will be able to get out all the time. I think that Zenith have better ults. Yeah, I think they have better ults. And I think that Ferocity will have a really tough time poking out the Inara. And we might just see Watkins pop off on Nessa again. So, with that all said, Battered Ram. I like that into Sky. With that all said, the Pip actually goes Wrecker. So maybe they're going to try to have the Pip look a point more, but I think that Nessa does so well into Barrack because he's a headshot machine, yeah? Then you have the Pip try to force out the Koa. Okay, well,
fight.
we'll see how they play
I mean,
this.
honestly, more of this.
We'll see how they play this, because I've just
is
been
so
Fury crafting for like the
grueling
past 5
to
minutes.
get through, but trying to find a 2-0, trying to get that conversion, it's a little more difficult.
Yeah.
It's a lot more like a Splitstone Quarry or Nice Mines, one of those slower maps. Not quite as
Okay.
difficult as those two, but
Yeah, okay, so they're doing what they
definitely
thought they would.
in that higher echelon.
100%.
Okay.
Now you can see that the Makoa also.
So
providing a
Nessa
lot of
is
offense.
trying to.
Here's
What is
his
she
shell
looking?
spin, and that means that he has to get Bill
Nice
out here
wall.
with heals, otherwise he is dead.
It's
He gets
fine.
another shell spin, so he's got the loadout
So the
there.
barrack is on
Get that
point. The Inars
particularly
has some
elite
HP though,
ship.
so going around like this, actually, that's really smart from Cassie.
Oh, the double shell spin,
Um,
if he drops below a certain amount of health, it is ebb
Wow.
and flow. And so
Okay,
he had
that's-
that, knowing
yeah.
that he could be aggressive, maybe baiting him out, but it doesn't really work because Ferocity.
So I don't see what happened to Sky.
the
That
double
was,
shell
oh,
spin,
she's like 1
if he
HP.
drops
Hello.
below a certain amount of health, it is ebb
Wow.
and flow. Well,
Was
the double
Cassie-
spin, so he's got the loadout
The Cassie's not. The Sky's not playing with the Koa. The Sky wasn't playing like
that allows
with
him
the
to get
barrack
that
either. Like she was kind of just on her own thing. I think that's a mistake. And then Barrack just gets dropped by headshots. So that's a soft reset from Ferocity, but they're honestly not mad about that because they got 45%.
I'm gonna throw it
Koa
out.
needs
It's
to
the
get
second
out.
Surf 5 I've seen today, which it's been a long time. Like I've seen
Nessa
Surf in the
taking a
past,
very nice angle.
but I haven't seen Surf
Um,
focused on as much, and Ebb and Flow making it.
Nessa
without
by
that as well,
herself,
just
Grover's going to
a
rotate over.
longer
The
dash
off-tank
that
duo
comes
from
down,
Zenith
that
is
comes
kind of
up more
far in an
often for
awkward
Makoa,
spot.
again,
This is
either
really where you
aggressive
want
or
to
to
be,
get out,
because they have.
save your life.
Ferocity's going to have control of that
It's
area.
an interesting
They're going to
loadout,
take
and I
wall.
honestly think that it's one
I
that
think that's
makes a lot of
mispositioning. The
sense,
tanks
even
are
though,
stacking
you
from
know,
Zenith.
typically
Never
the
mind.
strong arm, the pluck
Cassie managed to.
oriented kind of loadouts have been
Cassie
out.
flanked, but like it didn't pay off because Zenith were able to peel, or not Zenith. Yeah, Zenith were able to peel. Sorry. And then Vanessa is just.
This is looking really, really good.
Zenith are really good with their sniper plays. Like they know how to work it.
Maybe go a little too
Or how to
far
make it
out
work.
on the edge. Still a little early to call. This guy could start to bear some
Not
dividends
credit
as we
farming
open this
re.
game up with some more long-range play here on the
That's
play.
fine. The snipers, like just
So
looking
far,
for
not
picks, I think is value, because if you can stagger him
there's
here, that's
something
like
about
huge.
Zenith, apparently, that in
They
game
got
2
alts
of
now,
every
too.
set they've played, at least today, they bring out a Sky is brought out against them. You know what I mean? Like there's something,
Okay,
something
so
about them
Vanessa
makes
ideally wants to be
Sky
like in
wanna
that
played by the
cabin
other
there.
team.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
it happened earlier, and it was very much the same avail. It's like, cool,
I think
you're
that's a
getting
better angle
some,
for you.
some damage off. I mean, you're Sky, so you're dealing
They've got
percentage
chicken,
damage,
so this is
your
an
numbers better
easy
look good.
Yeah.
But you're
first
not getting
choke
any kills,
break
you're
if
not
they
doing
want to
anything
commit,
really
which I think they
flashy.
should because they have
Right now, I've
time.
never seen a payload walk this smoothly down.
Yeah, why are they?
frozen
Are they
guard,
not
so
contesting the?
there's
They
just
just
a lot
didn't
to be said
contest
there.
the
I think
first choke.
Helios
Why did they not
Yeah.
contest the first
puts them
choke?
against them. You know what I mean? Like there's something.
Like,
something
what
about
happened?
them makes Sky
Also,
wanna
why
be
is there no
played by the
DPS in
other team.
cabin?
Okay.
Like, where is the
That
barrack
it-
not contesting right here?
Happened earlier, and it was very much the same.
Like, you know, like why are they giving up so much? Why is Ferocity giving up so much space? There's no reason for it. They have a Ko and Sky. They should be able to take on an Ashe and a Pip pretty okay, especially with a Domba behind them. Unless they get chickened. But then, I mean, forcing them to use chicken isn't a bad
Yeah,
idea.
it's like, cool, you're getting some
'Cause if they
decent
save
damage
chicken, they
off, I
can
mean, you're
push
Sky,
with
so
chicken.
You're dealing percentage damage, so your numbers
Especially
better
because
look good.
the spawn
But you're not
defense
getting
here is
any
like
kills, you're not
so
doing anything really flashy. Right now, I've never seen a
so
payload walk this
tight.
smoothly
Like,
down
chicken's gonna get
frozen
both
guards,
tanks.
So there's just
Or
a lot
should.
to be said, and I think mainly of
Maybe they
Watkins
position weird. I don't
being
know.
able to apply a lot
I
of
like this
pressure
angle.
far
This is
away,
good.
but just the
This
way
is really
Ferocity
nice.
are playing isn't very ferocious.
Oh yeah, it looks like a Georgia
Uh,
on a Sunday, baby. Everybody's in
Did
The way
Ashe get
Ferocity are
hooked?
playing isn't very Watkins being able to
Did
apply
he
a lot
ult
of
and
pressure
get
far away,
hooked
but
out? What
the way
happened?
Ferocity are playing isn't very ferocious.
Oh yeah, it looks
I
like a
can't see
Georgia
if she's
freeway on
ulted
a
or not.
Sunday, baby. Everybody's in church and
Ferocity are
Hold up,
playing
I was
isn't
looking at the
very
wrong team.
ferocious.
Oh, she
yeah,
didn't.
it
No,
looks like a
okay, she
Georgia
just
freeway on a Sunday,
died
baby.
to
Everybody's in church
something.
and,
I don't know.
It's nice and clear.
Clear ride
That's
to Whole
awkward.
Foods. It's not totally
So
not
now Ferocity can push back through mines. Soft reset from Zenith.
hypothetical.
But, like, they've broken that choke, man. Like, why? Why do you give that for free?
On a Sunday and going to Whole
And there
Foods.
was like, yeah, Whole Foods. So you like
I don't think you
And
commit
you didn't have
chicken
to be
anymore
on
because
brand.
it's not guaranteed that you'll have it back up.
hypothetical, but yeah, sure, you could add that.
I think you can commit something
A
else.
hypothetical situation.
Like, you want to try committing Headhunter?
Here,
That'd be fun.
doing his best to
This
continue
guy's really
this,
far back for
smooth
some reason.
walk. He's got some turrets. I'm just gonna say, Barrack, you know,
Grover can honestly force out the Damba pretty decently here, or at least make him use his gourd cooldown on himself. Maybe prime him up for a Nessa headshot or something. So they're holding here, which I don't like.
Take the space, take the space.
There you go, committing other ults. They still have chicken. If they stagger the Koa, he gets out? No. Yeah, so why were they holding there? Like,
One of our other casters, Dave, while we
that
watched,
was so
the
weird.
last Frozen Guard map, and, you
They
know,
essentially got one
Paul
fight out of
took,
that, right? One fight on
4,000
Frozen
HP
Guard?
rage from the Makoa to try to
Yeah.
defend,
There are
and then he
2
died, and
huge
then
chokes,
Ichigo
and they fought at none of
I
them.
like saving these ults.
They gave up
You
the
know,
first one, and then because they gave up the first one, they got
combat
wiped.
mechanics sometimes can be a
Well,
bit
they didn't get wiped, but like
It's something,
they
and
got
again,
pushed
I always
on
use the term, like, abuse
halfway
combat mechanics, because
through,
that is not necessarily what you
and
do
because they
with
got
abuse,
pushed like
it's also in
halfway
that
to
fight.
the
Use
second
evasion,
choke,
like,
they
you
didn't
do
have
your
enough
ult for
time to
that round two,
regroup, and
and you go down 2-0, and you
they
just
still
kinda
have
hope for the best.
chicken.
Yeah, it's a risk. You might go down 3-0.
And they committed
You might
Domba
end
ult,
up
and
losing the game
they
because of
committed
it, but
3 ults to
I'd
that.
rather see that than what we saw in that last game. Like
That's
you were using as an example, where you
bad
pop
from
the ult,
Ferocity.
and it doesn't mean anything anyway. Like you
I
still
don't
get
like it.
pushed on. It's just a little bit more time that you might buy at the end of a round.
Let's see how aggressive Flame plays with his chicken.
Stop it, it's 1-1. Then you go to the next point,
And you have
And
no ult.
if they target the Koa with it.
No fun.
Okay, so you already
I don't think you
have an
do,
advantage
but
here.
like,
Why don't you just
are they gonna contest wall? What
accept that
what
you
is
have an
this?
advantage and try to get the
This is
advantage
like-
that'll matter next round. Unfortunately, they were not expecting.
Yeah,
this.
okay, so that's what happens when you contest wall.
Chickens, and that's exactly what happened. Stigma finds Baller Steve, but it's a
But
little too
hold
late.
up,
Listen, though,
hold up. Where did the sky go? First of all, where did the sky go?
Here,
Is she mounting around?
And I mean, the thing is too, like,
It's like she gets a kill on the Nessa. I want to see how this happens.
Then you go to the next point,
And you have no ult.
you have no ults, and they. I mean, that's the
Good
other
luck.
thing. It's like,
Have
so
fun.
okay, so you already don't have an advantage here. Why don't you just
She just goes through
accept that
point.
you don't have an advantage and try to get the advantage that'll matter next round?
I
Unfortunately,
thought it was a BK ult coming in from the pit, but no, he's just
they
going,
were not
he's just going in.
expecting it. Just
This guy's just mid.
dove on and turned into.
Oh, she kills the healer. That is rough. Did he get shot by anything else?
For next round. Unfortunately, they were not expecting to get just.
She just
Dove
watched his
on.
health drop. Oh, he vined up to that building there instead of away or somewhere else. That's awkward. I think he goes wall there at first, right?
It turned into chickens, and that's exactly.
Like, if you're pushing through like that, like, you want to be like where this, like, honestly, where the ash is right now is where you're probably going to end up for most of the fight on Grover, so I don't get why he was on the low ground. It lets him get picked. They trade for it, but that is 100% value. And the ash dropping while the Cassie's still up is a bit rough.
What happened? Stigma finds Baller Steve.
And the Cassie's kind of just able to pop off because they didn't have a healer. Like, I don't really know. The Nar's just gonna die. They got comeback mechanic. They haven't used Koa ult.
He waits, and then he aggresses on to those waiting.
I don't know, man. That was just weird positioning from Zenith. Like, Grover shouldn't have been, like, Grover and the Ash should not have been low ground. The pip ult was very nice. That was essentially a 5v4. The Sky got a nice pick, running through point of all
Where
things.
can I fight Ash where Ash is going to be at a disadvantage? And that is in this nice open area. The minute she gets into the cave, he backs off. He's like, this is not a fight worth taking anymore. Like, you're going to be
I don't know,
able
I think
to do
Zenith
way
had
more
that.
damage to me and dodge around these ice blocks faster than I can get those shots.
If
But
Ash
you
stops
maintain
the
a
Cassie
stealth,
from
which
popping off, the
admittedly
Grover
is
doesn't
only
get
gonna
picked
help in
because he's on the
position,
high ground. That's
but
an
you also still have
easy
that
fight
range
win.
available to you. You're charging up your other ult
Easy
pretty
fight win.
quickly.
Also, but, I mean,
I'll say this looks
something
way
else that could have
better
gone
than
differently
that.
on Ferocity's part, like something that they could have done differently, is they could have Koa ulted really early and, like, stopped the, that's a rip. But they could have Koa ulted the chicken, because, like, you see a pip coming, like, oh, what's he doing? But they're gonna push because, Koa ult is good. They picked the Ash. How'd they pick the Ash?
And I'll say this looks way better coming down from Ferocity.
Ah. Where is the pip?
For your Sky to play with her team, I mean, the
He was
dive
there, I guess.
Sky, those days have been a little over, right? You know,
Very
the
nice
Sky crash is
ult.
gonna hit. There's no way Stigma could have gotten out of that room.
Koa
so he just goes for it.
ult is better.
Ends up keeping the difference here, but here's the Ancient Rage Makoa.
I don't know why the Inara rotated. Like, you give up. It's the same thing. Like, you're either gonna win. Like, if you lose the fight in mines, like, you lose the fight anyway, so might as well just die on point, I think. So how does Zenith position here? Like, are they gonna have the DPS in the back? They are gonna have the DPS on the right side there.
So far, I mean,
But
just
it's
as
actually
clean as
huge
he
because
walked
there's
it down
no
last
way to
time.
push that for
Finally
Ferocity.
getting a little bit of a snag towards the tail end, but you have a
There's
minute
no
and
way to
40 seconds.
push that
It's a long
Canessa.
map. If you wipe
And they get a
right here, it
push,
could be a
pick on
long
the
time to
barrack.
get back, and you might not have enough time. And Stigma going down there
He's
without getting
fine.
killed. Definitely stalled.
Okay, this is gonna be really tough to push from Ferocity. What could you do? You could. I don't know if there's anything you can do. What if you Sky ult the high ground? Sky ult the high ground. like force them off the high ground pretty much, and then go in and like, because it's sky ult, like I don't know, it's gonna be a really tough shot to hit, especially since like how often are you gonna practice throwing sky ults up top, but like right where the Nessa was there. Ooh, that works too. That was a very nice hook. And don't use ults from Zenith. Yeah, they're calling winnable. Grover, that was far in your ult. They commit Domball for it though. Let him get that off. Let him get that off. Hook him out. Beautiful. So Zenith actually wanted to hold there. You know, it's right. Nice stun. Ness has to touch. So wait, why are they like not losing this instantly? What happened? Like what's going on here? It's like they're really low on Ferocity's side. Oops. They can make her up, so they pick the healer first because Dom ult. Nice ult. They use Sky ult somewhere too. Hold up, did that get any value? They forced them off point. So they got the hook. They Sky ult. Zenith backs up a little bit. And I was on the right side. Then they Grover ult to try to keep. So they commit. Try to keep the Inara alive. So like, I don't know why the Grover has to be that far. I mean, he vines out, but like, why are you that far forward in the first place? So they pick the Inara. The Sky dies on the right side. That's just kind of like Sky into Pip draft thing. They commit ult. They pick the Inara because she has no heals and was on the right side. Oh, no, she just got. Okay, she got feared into them. Whatever. That's fair. I like they attempted the stun on the Ashe. Like yeah, nice try. Would have been really sick if you got it, but like even if you hit it, it's like you let her get the ult off. Big yoink. They killed the. Where's the Nessa? Oh my god, there you can see where the Nessa is. Like that's such good positioning. Like holding that area, like just that entire left side is so good when you're holding this defense. And then so they get the pick on the barrack. He was like, yeah, he's just gonna get bursted down. Well, not really bursted, but like. Then the Pip also has a really good angle. God, the spawn in Frozen Guard is so hard to push. So now they only have Damba and Koa, and that's a lost fight. Right? Yeah, because Pip can contest that for a decent amount of time. I don't think he's shield here. I think you just have to try to get kills now. Grover's back. Nara's back. Dama gets picked because there's like him and Koa left. He doesn't have any way to peel, and he has to heal the Koa. What could Ferocity done better? I don't know if they had Dome Shield there. They could have committed that. It's like look how free this is from the Cassie. Like going back to the original point fight. Like look at the Ashe and look at the Cassie. Like the line of sights, right?
That's actually another thing that was impressive about that very beginning of the round. They got Jalen Sanity and Poison with that, but Poison went and hid.
But yeah, so Ferocity could have, if they really wanted to push.
You could see Pip there completely ignoring the fact that there was a Cassie behind him. He didn't recognize it until it was too late.
I don't know. That's kind of like a draft thing. And like Frozen, it's so hard to push. Like, and the only reason they had a chance, was because they had a really nice hook. It's the only reason. Only reason. First pick Grover paying off, right? Right? More Illuminate. So that's good. Lots of resilience. Why are you contesting this? Probably because it hasn't been working out for you in the first place, but you don't have a draft for this, so you're just gonna get chickened. Unless you scout, actually.
No evil mojo as of yet.
So they do push it, though. Where's the chicken? Like, where's the... You know? Why isn't the Inara on point? Where's the chicken?
Still held onto, but it's going to be up to whether or not
there's chicken. He immunes it. Okay, that was nice.
Stigma's going to be able to get rid
Made
of
it too
Watkins.
obvious, I
That
guess?
is
I don't know. But, oh, Sky flanks around.
1-2.
That's nice, actually, considering that their plan was to push through wall with ults.
But it's
I
going to
like
be
that,
up
kind of like force them into the sky.
to whether or not they can find this kill. Stigma's going to be able to get rid of Watkins, and that is like the perfect start. You get rid of the sniper, and now you're right
Yeah.
behind him. This
There it
is
is.
the Sky
Boink.
play.
And I was just like watching your team die. You can stagger the Ash.
Just use the Sky to augment what Poison was doing. They get the disengage on a Watkins, a little bit of burst damage.
Very nice.
Force repositions right into.
Yeah, that was clean. Okay, so what does Zenith do
Last game
differently?
we were talking about Jalen's sanity kind of like
If they have
admittedly, a
Grover ult,
lackluster
they
game,
live.
Fernando just didn't feel like it did anything. I actually
Yeah.
almost forgot what champion he was
Pip
playing.
needs
Yeah,
to
he
be
didn't
farther
really
up,
accomplish anything.
stopping the
This has
Koa
been
from
a
pushing as
nice,
much.
I want to say like return. You come back,
They
you're
can
on the Koa.
definitely.
That might on its own make it a little bit easier to make a bigger impact, but just showing like
So nice
I'm not
adaption
dead
from
weight for the team.
Ferocity,
I'm actually,
trying
like,
to
here to play,
contest
here to
wall.
do
They're not
the
even
showcase
contesting. There's like,
things.
let's just
We
go
just
kill
didn't
them.
have a good draft last time around.
So
We're
that's
holding
fair.
on as best we can. And, I mean, now they're potentially able to tie it up.
So they can push wall, turns out.
I've seen do so well, and he's multifaceted. He can play a Maldamba or a Grover.
Like Zenith
with the
can,
best of them. And I think
they
at
can
this
Ash
point,
ult to
he's
sustain.
also
Like
frustrating
they
the
just
frontline
need to have
role for
ults.
this team, and it is
So
proving to be successful.
committing ults on that defense, well, though they did hold it, screwed them on the point fight. Yes? Because they use Ash and Grover, and what do they use to sustain for that? Ash and Grover. Is it a mistake? No. But like, you really would have liked to have them there. Because you don't give them comeback mechanic, first of all. You can sustain through it. You got the Grover, so like, you can sort of position the Grover in like a nice spot, and like, then the Sky comes behind. Yeah, they're not giving the Nessa any space, which is tough. So I really like Ferocity's adaptation. They did. I don't know. This is something we're gonna have to look at a draft.
But when he's on a champion that can help use his
So what
skills,
can they
his
do? They a
talents
nice hook.
to the biggest effect. You know, he doesn't need to be on a Fernando, hold the shield up, and just throw a fireball every
Scout
5
gets
seconds,
value
or
as it does.
every 10 seconds. It's just not.
Are they holding the
getting
point
most
at
out
the
of him as
choke?
a player, and I'm glad they recognize that here in this draft.
Just, yeah,
Watkins finally
push
able to
too
get the
much
turn
for my
kill there.
liking,
There's
but
gonna
they
be
do win the
Fluffle
fight.
going down as well. That's I think the hardest part about this is you break the halfway point
They didn't
on
use
this
ults
push,
too.
much like most teams are able to do. That's the smooth part.
Yes.
Like
Once
if
you
they,
hit
if they lose
here
the fight
and
now,
go,
like it's gonna be in their
look,
base
nice
by the
open,
time they
there's a
respawn, and
Canessa
that's
who
really tough.
Literally will see every move. There's no door that you can really
Okay,
sneak past here to try and get to her.
If
You
Ferocity
have
want to
to
push
deal with
this,
her head on.
you commit
And
ults.
that's
I don't
where
think you ever
Sky
commit ults because
kind of
ults are the only
loses her
thing. Like
effectiveness, but you start to see Cassie maybe step up
you can't win if you
trying to knock
push.
her out, but it's just Watkins,
I don't think any team uses
especially the
any
way he's been
ults because if
playing,
I'm
you can't really take that
if I'm
chance.
Zenith,
Purge is so
no sorry, if
difficult,
I'm
too, because there's no way for Sky to actually get
like
up
ult's the
to
only
Nessa
way
to
that
be
each
in,
team is winning this fight.
fighting mid-range boxing
So I
match.
think for now it's just gonna be like
Because
individual
you have to
plays.
go
Does
through the
Zenith
staircase
mess up
behind
enough? Do they let the payload roll back far
You have to
enough?
get through the entire team.
There's a Sky right clicking tanks. Nice shot.
Watkins already spots around. I'd love to see the items here and see
Okay,
if Illuminate
so that's
has
that
been
fight.
purchased. Have they- yeah,
Because
look
now
at
they
that.
don't have
The
enough
whole
damage
team
on the
has gone into
Inara,
Illuminate,
and they pick
except for
the
Mage Monkey and
Ash as
Baller
well.
Steve. The reason you could see multiple teammates
Very nice.
grab it and some of the others not. might
That
be
was a
dying,
nice
you might be the
shot.
one dying, or you might be the one
She
who's
killed
okay,
two.
you might
Hold
be
up, this is
aggressive on
winnable.
but the thing is, in comms, you
I
can
thought,
tell
okay,
someone
I thought she was gonna
this
get
is
knocked off the
Sky.
map for a second, but I was like,
She's
no,
right
wrong
here,
spot.
then everybody knows. You don't need
Yeah,
Illuminate.
holy shit, Flame.
One who
So first of all, oh wait, no, the Ash is. Oh shit,
Illuminate.
did she overextend?
Illuminate has been purchased.
Did she get hooked?
Yeah, look at that.
Do we get to see?
Arch right there.
Yeah.
She has to get through the entire
Anything?
team. Stealth usually just isn't enough to do that, and Watkins already spots around. I'd love to see the items here and see if Illuminate has been purchased. Have they? Yeah, look at that.
Okay,
The
we don't
whole
really get to see
team
the
has
pick on
gone
the
into
Ash.
Illuminate, except for Mage Monkey and Baller.
And then
Steve,
Flame
you can
pulls
see multiple
this
teammates
beautiful combo on the
grab it.
Nessa.
Some of the others not. Might be
God,
priority,
that's
you
so
might be the one
nice.
dying, or you might be the one
And they're
who
like,
is
ah,
okay. You're not gonna
shit,
get
we're
that
losing
far
this.
but the thing is, in comms, you can tell someone.
Losing the
once you
Sky,
see
Sky's the least important member of this
hey,
team.
she's right here. Then everybody
She's
knows
important,
you're
but like,
Illuminate,
so
because your
if you
team
can
is
lose
actually
someone.
calling it out to you in voice.
Very nice
And we've
hook. Oh
seen
my
a
god,
few
this is
plays
winnable.
like that from Zenith, and then
I still don't think you commit
already
ults.
being able to go into that itemization makes it a lot easier for them to
Good
pick
roll.
up. Baller Steve, Ninny, they're going down. This
Nara dies. They have Ash to
Love the patience
contest.
there. Poison has
Nessa
the
gets
option to
forced
roll
out
back
because
with
they don't have
Force
tanks to
backwards.
contest
Safe
that
swap
area.
again. Doesn't get too aggressive. It just knows that they're in a decent position.
Koa's dead, though.
Trying to
I didn't
get
see how that
advantage
happened.
One more time, and not
But Sky is on the high ground. That is really bad. They commit Sky Ult. That's fine. Sky Ult, whatever. It is gonna catch. Ash is dead to that. Yeah, Pip has the angle.
So difficult on these holds. The damage, the healing, just the burst that he's able to provide.
The tanks are dead.
No answer for him, but it looks like there's a lot of members of Ferocity ready to finish him off. But again, a beautiful play. Watkins with the kill.
Is this winnable? This is still winnable. Oh, no way.
Successful. 3-3. We're going to one round takes all.
If whoever touches, maybe Vine's out.
Had the wherewithal to hold
Really
on
nice
to
co-ult.
None of them got forced, but Zenith didn't use any
Forced
for the
them
defense.
right into the
That,
sky. Big
honestly, I think
yoink.
is a little bit worse.
Clean.
You have Ferocity, I think they used the time bomb at the very end. So Sky
Yeah, that was really nice. I don't know. Ferocity got picked because. Oh, sorry, it wasn't Flame on the friggin' Cassie. It was Poison. Really nice from Poison then.
That's gonna be a clean fight. Jalen has his ultimate as well. The Ancient
Okay.
Blade, necessary, and so it's gonna be up to
5 ults for all the important ones from Ferocity. So, how does this go? Because got caught free. Maybe like Ferocity can try to like Damba ult. I don't know if Damba's gonna be in position for that though. And he's at risk of getting picked from the Nessa. I think it's fine. Maybe Sky goes around again, and like what happens if Ferocity does the same thing, which I think they shouldn't. I think they should try to use Damba ult early, just like try to like get a pick or something. Maybe, I don't know. Force out Grover ult so that Cola ult gets more value after. If Ferocity do the same thing, can Zenith actually do anything about it? There's obviously like the little interaction between Koa and Pip ult, like can Jalen make that read on Flame? Maybe the Ash ults earlier, and like just tries to survive. Maybe try to live Koa ult. Maybe start off with an R ult, try to force out early ults. Like Pip ult and Koa ult are gonna be like really what decide this, I think. If a Fear hits the Pip though, that'd be big. Zenith just don't think it's winnable. That's fair. So wait, what actually what happened to the Sky? Where's the Sky going? Our Ferocity playing the exact same. Jalen, I assume he's only on the low ground because he didn't see Zenith going wall. So we get to see it. Okay. So Sky backed up to point because I assume Sky was going around. I can only assume she was. Like I assume Ferocity was doing the same thing. Maybe they would have feared if Zenith went wall. Who knows? Barrett gets picked. Oh, we got chicken. Okay. And they get the Nessa, but Sky and Barrack are dead, so it's only Damba and this little flank duo.
I'll tell you that. Nenny finds a double on his own. Ferocity now down to
They use. I assume that's an R ult on the Sky.
Being able to sit down
That
and still alive,
is
admittedly,
not
in a
your
better
side of the
position
map.
Because where everyone on Ferocity is gone, yes, they're going to be able to catch off a Kanessa if she just runs.
Do you think that you don't have time to reset? Like,
again, that's going to be key. You should know they're there.
Why?
And that should
Why?
kind of create this
Your
little
Damba's in a bad spot. Cassie and Cole are fine.
pincer effect, at least keeping things going. But that is going to be a Dread Servant, and it looks like Makoa is going to get aggressive on.
Like, oh, Pip dies. Where's
Pincer
Pip?
effect, at least keeping things going.
Where's the
But
Sky?
that is going to be a Dread Servant, and it looks like Makoa is going to get aggressive on it.
I mean, Baller Steve could be in trouble here. He's got the Vine, but I think he knows where you're going.
He's
There's no
juking.
hidden-
Nice. Okay. Very nice way to survive on Grover. Vine up, get out of caught, Q and heal yourself. It's great. So Sky picks the Ash. Was she just like? Because I want to say this because like what happened to the Grover? She just left to go kill the Damba straight up.
He's got the Vine, but I think he knows where you're going.
And Nessa is dueling the Cassie who stayed behind in mines.
There's no hidden.
See, Domba gets chased down by the Ash, but that's it.
It's just the do-si-do
Because
here.
he was
Ring
in
around
such
the
a weird
rosy, but Baller
position.
Steve knows
Why don't you
that
reset
balance play
there?
may be
Just on
over in a
point.
few seconds if they can find the last kill, but Mage Monkey with a huge stun is
Nice
going to set things
attempt.
up. The ancient
I
rage
give it a
into the
call.
poison. The time bomb just setting things up to maybe be a killer combo, but it's immune out
Okay.
by
Oh,
so
Nessa won
many.
that duel against the
He does take
Cassie.
full damage.
Nice.
Jalen's sanity bit off more than he could chew, and it looks to be just the Sky. who could
Great
contest.
adaptation
Well, I
from
think this one is
Zenith.
still going the way of Team Zenith.
Doing whatever she can, tries to get
Eliminate.
back. A lot of the members now are in that position, but you can see.
Now it's
this
just,
point you're throwing
what
bodies
the
out there,
hell
it's
did
wrong.
Ferocity
You're going to
do
your best,
there?
but you're not going to be able to buy enough time.
Like, just down point. Do you think you don't have time? Like, if you don't think you have time, it's then that's the barrack messing up, not contesting.
The time bomb couldn't buy the time that they needed. They spent it all on the bomb.
True.
Like, huh. If you go plat like that, then like Nessa can dismount and then get out. Or being in that spot that she was actually was like really safe. Should have been able to dismount the Koa, which is like, you know, the only thing. Going through point was actually really good. Looking at draft again. Is there anything that Ferocity could have done better, that Zenith could have done better? Okay, so Pip worked out really well because it got them 3 picks and did well into Sky. What was Sky? Why did you take the Sky? I mean, like, I don't know, is Victor really that bad into Zenith's lineup? What happens if you take Tyra? You can force out an arrow for Tyra and still not beat Sky. Maybe you take... I don't know, what the hell do you take? Eevee? Eevee can't force out the Inara though. You want something that can force out the Inara. Like, I don't know, maybe Sky was the play. So taking Cole like that, like it worked out, it's just... Zenith had good ults. The Pip was actually really good. Just Chicken is... Like having ults like that make up for any sort of worse neutral fight. Because it's Chicken, it's a free pick. They use it on the barrack. They, you know, it was... I don't know. I don't know if the Cassie pick from Ferocity was worth it then. Because if they take the Inara, then they don't, they have time to reset during that last point fight. You also don't have Barrack into Nessa. Like, Cassie and Koa is a really good matchup, and you don't want to give that up. But tanks are more important. Getting that better tank matchup, I think. I also think the first pick Grover is interesting on this map. Yeah, it worked out. It worked out. I don't know. I don't think it's priority though. I don't think it's priority. I think that you could have taken an R and done better. Because Ash and Koa are cool ult though. If you first take Koa, they get Anara, Cassie, you get Grover, Barrack. Then you get a sniper that you want. I don't know, I think the Anara first pick's more value, to be honest. I just... tanks, they're important. It's not a sustain meta. That's just me. Yeah, the rest of the draft from Ferocity is like pretty good. I like the Pip. Nessa was really nice. They could. What if they took a Strix? Yeah, maybe. It would have been. I don't know. Sky was fine. Like honestly, it's like, you know, she got picked a few times, but like she did her thing. You know. She did her thing. So it's like, you know, I don't think Sky's the reason they lost. You could actually look at damage numbers, see how well she did. Well, not that much, but like, pretty sure it was effective damage. Yeah, that looks pretty standard. I don't know. Let's go on to the next game. I don't know, Frozen Guard's a weird map. Stonekeep. It's gonna be interesting to see if which team tries to contest
The
Keep.
same maps here in North America. The reason you'll see this is because
These are weird bands, by the way. Like, Ice Mines, like, I get that. That's a mood. Splitstone is interesting. Serpent and Jag Falls from Zenith, though. Serpent and Jag Falls.
each other behind the scenes, and typically,
Why don't you want to play those maps?
whatever is the map that a lot of teams are scrimming, you know, you're going to see prioritized.
I don't know.
No one's scrimming
Anyhow,
Splitstone,
Stonekeep.
Not a lot of people scrimming Ice Mine. Maybe not a lot of people
Off
scrimming
tanks,
Bright Marsh.
very much a priority
Taking
here.
a Bright Marsh. And it's
Poor
not
man,
just because they feel
it's
like,
fine.
oh, well, we can catch them off guard. It's because we'd rather do something.
Koban, that's fair. So where do we see next? Con?
Sticking to what you trust yourself in. That's why you see a lot of similar maps in regions. Europe a little different.
Grover, Anara. Whoa.
4 front lines and Anara finally getting
Take
one out.
Ash.
And I feel like that's the one that is the
Grover?
most deserving.
Oh my god, you just
Makoa,
gave them
it makes
Barrack
sense.
Anara.
He does a lot.
Or Barrack
Boulevard
Ash.
enables a ton.
Yeah.
And Khan provides a lot of healing, damage, as well as control with his
Oh
ult.
my god.
But Inara is always
I
that
don't
one
like
that
this.
slips through here. You're just like, you know, if you just ban her, it becomes so much easier for you to deal with
Yeah.
the other team.
Yeah, it becomes
Then
a
what do you
way
do?
different
You
game.
do
But the problem that I've
Ruckus.
seen is that Ferocity
You have to
then
take Ruckus Nando.
you know, Fernando,
I think that you do
and not
Cassie
having
here
the
just so that
impact
your
they
Ruckus
would've
doesn't get
seen
fucked
with
up.
an Ash for Barrack. They're getting their priority on
PK?
what Grover heals.
That works. I honestly think that you could have taken Cassie
Give
PK.
me Grover, give me Maldamba. I'm gonna ball.
He's like, I don't, tanks are priority, but like, you're taking those tanks, so like, I think that then when, maybe they don't want to get tank fucked.
Very similar.
That makes
front
sense,
lines.
actually.
And so far lineup from Zenith.
But then the
that they had
Cassie,
earlier,
like,
where they once again went against the
so it's
Bomb
like,
King Monsoon.
it's the risk between getting the DPS you want versus the risk of getting tank fucked. Because if Zenith took Damba or maybe like Cassie Nando or something, then you're left with like what, solo tank Ruckus? You can't do that. You have to go for DPS. That's
And
literally the
even
only
after
viable
they won
thing
the
you
first
can
two
do.
Games, they lost that one, and it is that Bomb King pressure. And I believe what we
I don't know,
will
but like
see out of
trying to like
Ruckus
fuck
as
over
well.
other teams doesn't
You're
really
gonna
work,
need
so
that
I would have been
last
fine
carry
taking
to do
Cassie
something
VK.
ridiculous, and they are going to have a phenomenal performance to help keep this under wraps.
Ruckus has been notably missing quite a
You
bit.
probably want something, some
I
big
do
blaster
like
like
that could change all that could make all
okay,
the
Pip ult
difference.
is good, but I think that
A
they
little bit of
just gave
pressure
Keep
here
Fight,
and there and some sustain with Fernando, but now you got a lot of pressure with the Ruckus. So
which
maybe
is
you know,
fine.
pressure kind of approach to these point fights is going to serve Ferocity well.
I don't know. It depends how you want to play. It's like you want to like if you want to play Church, which I think is fine against those tanks. If Ferocity want to play Church like against the Nando Ruckus, I think that Pip is fine.
A lot that can go right, a lot that
If
can
you
go
want to fight
wrong,
Keep, I think you take
and
Dredge.
Ferocity have brought
Because Dredge is
devastation
really well into
for
Ruckus
this one.
Nando,
So Bomb
especially
King
when
is
he gets
enough
Wrecker online.
of a just stellar
So I'm
champion,
assuming that
damage
Ferocity's
dealer,
gonna play
whatever you wanna
Church.
call him, King himself.
Yep.
That he can turn a game and
And then send the
Poison,
Barrack to
who is
point,
going
maybe
be
send the
piloting that.
Ash
So a
like
lot
to the stair.
that can go
Battering
right
him
for
again.
this team. Whereas Watkins, as well as I'm going to say Flame,
Everything's
they
pretty
have to
standard.
have
I
a game
assume
like no other
that
in order to
oh wait,
make
no,
this work out.
Ferocity
They have to be able to
is
focus down Poison first and
Ferocity
foremost,
has a Ruckus Nando.
while dealing
Okay.
with Stigma
So I
and the
assume Zenith
pressure
is gonna
from
play
Ruckus.
Church then.
There's just so
Plays
much
low
that's going to
ground.
be coming through for them.
They're gonna contest it, looking for dismounts.
Well,
They lose this, don't they?
Throwing that King Bomb
Zenith?
up on top. Setting up for a very nice
You're just gonna.
kind of approach here on the high balcony.
Nando's low. He
With
steals
very long
shield.
shields in play. And a good kill on the baller. Steve,
Okay,
that's gonna
yeah,
set things
you-
up
yeah.
really nicely. And Poison
They
already
get
feeling
Ruckus,
very
but like,
comfortable
so
on the
what? Nice dropping by the Victor. I really
This
like
is the
that.
setup you want. This
I don't
is
think
actually
Zenith wins
quite
Keep.
literally where you want everyone to be if you're Bomb King. Yeah, you're not going to be getting any kills, but it means that they're
I think
afraid
that
of
was a
you, and they
mistake. I
know
think
that
you play
are
Church.
going to be a threat. They're trying to work their way around.
So like, what does Nando
through
do?
to
Like,
get back
you know,
to the point.
nothing's the answer
And
to
this
that.
is the deficit. I feel
They're
like
still
you
trying to
see when
contest
you have
Keep.
an Ash, when you have a Barrack, and those are the only
I
two
think you
combos
send
that
Ash
you
to the
don't
stairs, so
have
they're
the
not
same
completely free.
standing power underneath all
I
of
think
the
you send
firepower
everybody
that is coming
Barrack to
through
point, everybody
from
else go Keep.
Zenith,
Try to poke them
or
out.
from
Let your
Ferocity
Barrack freak
onto
up.
Zenith, I should say. And with the way things are going
You
right
lose
now,
this.
I mean, Poison literally just has to stay alive. Jalen doesn't even need to get the kill there, but he's putting his name on the board.
54% counting here for Ferocity.
I don't like it from
Another
Zenith.
fall for Ninny. Stigma, Poison.
Ferocity played it fine. I like the way that they regrouped his 5 in the keep.
Last matchup where Zenith have a great start, but game 3 ends up
big
haunting
game
them a
Cassie,
little
man.
bit. Looks like at least the first point should be contested. Overtime ticking away. What can happen
Ruckus
here?
gets
That's a couple
picked.
Good shots onto the
He's
Ruckus.
fine.
Can't
Oh,
quite
that's
die.
aggressive.
Poison again trades out, but Watkins
They
gets
do
a
get the
little action
Cassie.
here. What is going to be made out of this?
Ferocity of keep. Can Ash gets picked. Was she contesting point? Hello. Yeah. Why is the Ash there? Like what is she doing? Like what is she doing that Barrack is not? She could be on the stairs trying to force out the BK. She could be. That's really the only thing that she should be doing, I think. So why is she on stairs pushing out the like just contesting that? Especially if they still want if Watkins is still pushing it.
Well, so far it's 99% in overtime. And it's good bombs.
Yeah. So the Ash positioning and the way Zenith is playing this entire fight.
Quite good enough. Stigma, they're going to be able to clean up the slack, and now it's just hellfire from above. That's what they needed.
So this is why you want the Cassie to be poking out that. So
have the right stone keep strategy in their mind.
I don't like it.
Make this make sense,
I don't like it. I think both teams have a fine draft. I think it comes down to execution, but I think Zenith are playing it wrong.
It's just they don't know how to deal with the Bomb King. They seem to ignore him most of the time.
This is
And
interesting.
the
Send the
pip,
BK and
Cassie,
send the
Barrack
Victor up
once
top.
again.
Yeah,
It's
okay,
very,
that's fine.
Very similar, if not the same draft. The only one I'm confused about is maybe if Ash was on that team. And
Means that Cassie's
the
gonna
same
get a lot of
things
work
that
done on the
happened before are causing them
on
trouble here. It's almost as
the
though
Nando.
like you lay your hand on a hot stove, you think, man, this burns.
Risky.
You pull it off, and then 5 minutes later, you do the exact same thing. You're
That's
setting your hand
aggro.
back down onto the stove, setting yourself up.
He needs to
for
get out.
failure
He's kind of
just
screwed.
Because you didn't learn, maybe you don't have the Bomb King. Something. Is
All
just not
Steve
going
is
right
just
there.
saying, you know, screw you. I can fend for myself.
Now on the clock as the push continues.
He left me Ash, but
Trying to find their answer
who
for
cares?
all this. Ferocity is in a good spot to at least
Use 2 ults, that's fine. They'll have them back.
rhythm, and that's something that you want to
They
have
should.
at least at some point in the set. If you haven't had it already, it may feel a little too late. but
Ferocity, I
sometimes
wouldn't be
it
mad if
feels
they
like
5-man
finally
rushed up
push
top,
forward,
honestly.
feel confident, and now we
Because
do.
they have Nando shield for like the
So you may see
pip.
some more aggressive plays. You may see this Ruckus start
They
to
shouldn't have early game
more
wrecker. I think it's only that it only works
Insanity
early
and
game, but
putting him on more of an
why did the
aggressive
Ruckus
style
drop?
and giving Kerfluffle, who does
Please
like
don't tell me he's
Bernard,
going for
who
an
does do
ult.
well on the Fernando.
Yeah,
That
get up
role,
top.
I think,
Back
has
up
really
top.
helped him to have a little bit more
That's
pressure
aggressive,
on
you
the
don't need to be doing that.
offensive side of things.
There's just. I'm trying to think what positioning, what they're going
That
for.
was
It
like
seems like again they're scattered all over the
borderline
place.
feeding.
They're not taking shots
That
they should be.
dash.
They're trying to get too aggressive. Watkins finally gets a return.
Cassie
kill,
pushes
looking to kinda
through
hoop
because
around, but Jalen's just going to start putting the pressure on the ball.
Victor. Oh,
Now you don't have the
I was
healing.
gonna say Victor should be contesting that. He was. He lost. So they picked the healer. That's a lost fight. Get out.
As of now,
Even though they punished the Cassie, Cassie got more than enough.
Ferocity voice here on Stone Keep. Can they keep it going? That's the question. You gotta get the 2-0, I think, to really feel good about this round and really keep the momentum.
I think
riding.
they
Take a look at some of the items here.
You don't use chicken because I think that like you can.
Yes, they have. So
If you
Mage
really
Monkey
want to
has
contest
been
keep,
able to do so, and Jalen Sanity has done enough
that's not,
damage
I don't know. Yeah, that's not
to
the way
be
you do
able
it.
to get to that. Kerfluffle has
Ruckus gets
plenty of
picked. They get the
credits.
Ash. It's
In
a
fact,
fine
getting
trade.
close to that tier 3.
It's
To
gonna
be
favor
honest,
Zenith
has not gone back to base. He's been staying
because it
alive.
means that Cassie has more.
That's a good
Oh
problem
shit.
on his end.
Right now, though, he's in a precarious situation.
He's
Gonna be doing
fine, don't
whatever
worry
he can to
about-
hold
my
on to
God.
this overtime. That's going to be a Bomb King to the back.
Why is
Definitely
VK
need to go
there?
see a doctor for that one. Ninny going to get sent back to the base. A nice Dread Serpent trying to buy
Oh,
some
this
space.
is scrappy.
But Kerfluffle is definitely
It's like the
still
same things
has
of
his
like
Immortal still ready to keep
having
going,
the
but
low
no team
ground.
behind him.
Who has
And
the
I
high
think that's gonna
ground?
be enough for him to not really wanna
Can you
pop.
actually contest point?
And that is really going to
They gave up
up
the high
well,
ground and the
and
BK was low
what
ground,
was
so
a
I don't
at least
know
minor
about that
wave
one, Chief.
of motion here, and Stigma having a
It's
good
just it
round
always feels
on
like
Victor,
it's
back to what feels
I don't
like a
know.
comfort pick for him.
Like there's a way that you
And,
push,
we can get this high ground
on
if they
Stone
can
Keep.
continue with that, boy, this
and
is
if you
good.
don't push like that, the
Nice,
defense
kind
is
of
standard.
way to approach
Then you
this secondary
lose.
fight, but Mage Monkey
Unless you
0
like
and 4. I
have
don't know how
some
long
sort
that's
of
gonna last. Ninny 0 and 3
I don't
as
know
well.
weird
He's
gimmick or you
champion
commit a
there.
lot of
I don't
ults,
know if we're being
you
able to
know,
get some
like
kills in the front line.
maybe like your dash
Everything they would've
ults
needed.
up
but still
dashes
going
through
1-1.
mid and like ults onto their high ground like that, that would work.
Mojo
But like then you
there.
don't
Well,
have
I
to
feel like
contest the
that's
high
the big
ground.
ult
Then
that you really
you still have
need.
one
A lot
DPS
of
up there
things
because
that
it's
were
such a
used
good
by Zenith
angle,
that
and so
round.
you want to take, and that's your win condition, getting your DPS up there to free fire. So they don't contest church, or they don't contest keep. This is good.
In favor of Ferocity. They're the 1%
Barrack on point.
And
I don't. Are they?
even use any of it.
Don't
The thing
flank.
that's been catching
No,
my
please
eye
don't
is
go
the fact
keep.
that Poison has just been so unrelenting with this damage.
I think the Ash can do
King
that.
Bomb's gonna be his finisher.
Also,
King
why are
Bomb's
you
gonna
not
be
doing
the,
this from
"Oh,
your
there's
side?
no
Like, what's the
cup, I
point
can
of going all the way
fully
around?
Use this to its best
They're
effect."
playing this fine.
He doesn't need to
Zenith
have
are
the
playing
time.
this
Yes,
fine.
Zenith
So
are
is
at
Ferocity.
42%, but
Ferocity just
they
need to
don't
like
really
force
have
out the
a
barrack,
safe
like get a
place to
pick.
stand.
Yeah.
They
And
drop.
that's where
I'm
we're
okay with the
gonna
Nano
see
dropping. I'm not okay with
this
the
fight
Ruckus
kinda start
dropping.
to be a little bit that ring around the rosy
Because
we
now
talked
Ash
about. They're
can
almost
push
on
up
the
top
side
if she really wants to.
now because they just kept rotating and they're trying to
Like
get
why are they on
hit that
these
lets them say,
sides?
okay,
Like
now
what's
we
the
can
point?
move in.
Ah,
Ash
she has
going
ult.
for it. And I like this from Mage Monkey. He's just creating the space.
Okay, that's fine.
He goes
That's
in
fine.
for the ult. It's just
That's literally what you're
self-attack.
supposed. That's perfect. That's perfect. You're making the space. You're like pushing them into like a certain point of the certain part of keep. I think that's fine. I don't know why the Ruckus is where he is. He's probably gonna have to get bailed out somehow. Nando ult to save who?
Move in and the Ash is going for it. And I like this from Mage Monkey. He's just creating the space. He goes in for the ult. It's just something's gotta
Nobody.
happen.
Grover? Maybe Grover got stunned?
And his team now is trying to just adjust.
So this is where like, the execution part comes in, right?
around the outside. Hasn't found the angles yet.
BK ult gonna find Barrack. BK ult into Barrack is so damn good. I love it.
The King Bomb and they isolate
So aggressive Hexafire.
Nitty, but here comes
Chicken?
Flame, and he can't
Ah.
quite find the kill on the poison. This could
Why do you
be an
drop? You have the
aggressive play that
time to
just
get high
doesn't
ground.
work
It's
out.
fine.
Even though
Victor up
Zenith's
top
does
is doing
follow the
huge
walkers.
work.
And
BK
that's
shouldn't be
Zenith's
down
entire
here.
plan was hold on, rotate, do whatever until our ults are up. We have them up. We
The
can get
pip dying
aggressive.
is
We jump
pretty
in,
big.
and they all fell flat. Literally,
I don't
every
know. I
single
feel like
one of them
Ferocity could
didn't
have played that
accomplish what they
better.
wanted.
Like I feel like they
Jet
just free
Servant's still
fire
on
from
charge.
keep
Doom Jet's still
better,
on charge.
but
They might have a chance to get back, but that
I
objective's
think
gonna be
Zenith.
captured. They're
I
looking
don't know.
more for another
BK into the
defense
Barrack is
than
actually
they are
really
aggressive.
good.
That evil Mojo.
Yeah.
So close.
That's actually such a
but
good
so far
matchup.
away.
Why did Ruckus
Felt like
drop?
some thunder or an earthquake just happened
You
here.
just
and our
abandoned your
buildings
BK.
being
He
forced
has to
look
give
at each
now.
other for a moment, and everything is
Mm,
okay.
going up
Nothing's
top
collapsing,
again.
at least right now.
But he gets picked.
So if I stop
That's
talking,
Jalen's fault.
I know that
Because you know Zenith's going to
You
be
know, we've
pushing
got-
up there. Like Ash and Pip are going up there.
Evan
That's how you
actually
do
did
that.
get
But.
crushed
Evan just got
entirely
crushed,
by
by the
the
way.
Seagull.
Okay.
But unfortunately, the show must go on.
The show
so
must go
luckily,
on,
his
so-
reanimated
Okay.
corpse is
you
sat
hate
back
to
up.
see it, yeah. Let's talk about this.
So how
below that
do
thing.
Ferocity push
Cool,
this? Ruckus BK up top.
Man,
Ruckus
we can. I'd
Victor
actually
up
love to
top.
see what
BK
Watkins
pushing
is doing.
Gardens.
I mean, typically big game
You send
passing
Grover up
territory,
there.
that's nothing too out there.
Who's going to
Black
test the
Dragonite
Cassie
is
and
still the
Fire?
one that's
Probably
really
want to send
interesting to me
Victor.
because I feel like I see a lot
I want
of
to send
these
BK there actually because
big
BK's a better duelist. I
and
think
it
Victor
really
still does
is
fine
just
up
the,
top.
I need a little bit of help. I can hit this.
Like you just want to force out this
flat,
Cassie
no
because
problem.
otherwise like
I just
Watkins
need
is
a
going to
little bit
push
of
you.
help,
So
a little bit of self-sustain.
it's also who has Wrecker and like who does.
I mean, you know,
like,
it's a large
you know,
amount
do you
of
wanna
damage
have that
consider hitting
contesting the
multiple
Ash?
people a lot,
Oh, yeah.
and in a team
BK's
fight,
in the
you
low
get that little
ground.
thing that your
And
healer,
then Victor's
you
just
know, she
mid,
needs to
pushing with
focus
the
on
Nando. I think
protecting
that's
to get
fine
that
from the
little,
Nando.
you know, mimic spirit or that blossom
Pip doesn't have
there
high
you
ground?
can't be, but you can get your own
He gets
1,000
picked
million.
by
If
Poison.
you can do that, you take so much pressure off of that support trying to get to everybody.
Very nice spot
and
for a
focus
Grumpy.
on a couple of key targets, knowing that
She
you're
doesn't
gonna
have
be okay.
shield. She does. Oof, that was close.
Unfortunately, how
Nando
okay he's
dies.
gonna
That
be
is a
is
lost
just
fight.
chilling. I mean, he's just relaxed. He's throwing bombs.
Right.
Like, finally, a little bit of damage.
They
is
have
going his way, but
respawns.
I don't
Hey,
think
force
I've
out
seen
Barrack,
anyone
that's
more
fine, yeah.
comfortable on Bomb King in a while.
Force out Cassie,
with the way
whatever,
things are
they have
going. I expect
respawns.
to
He's a
see
great bomb king.
very similar play when the PPL does finally return, but as it is right now, it's a lot of poison just kind of dancing on the side of the keep.
You can
And
Grumpy
he's
that.
running Royal Subjects, and this is what Nick and I were talking about the other
He's
day.
Grumpy that.
Royal Subjects in this map, as the talent is so strong because of the poke pressure.
Ash
that
ult
you
the
can
Ruckus.
provide.
Pip got
They're
forced
around
out
the
though.
corners. That is such a strong
I think the
thing. And
Victor
those
goes up here, and then you just have like Grover play up there as well. Like Grover can spam out the Cassie
That Royal Subjects, that
from the
blast
high
rate
ground
is
and prevent her
gonna
from pushing
keep
through.
them going down. It's going to be a problem. They're going to like, okay, I need a heal. I need to get out of here. Something has to
Do they have
happen.
control of
And,
up top catwalk?
it just, to me, a lot of times works a lot better than
Zenith
chain
does,
reaction,
but they pick the
and Zenith
Barrack
specifically. Look at that.
with his
That's the
ult,
kill
with
right
Victor
there.
ult.
And he's been playing the
They're
same
committing,
angle.
they
Now he's
use-
gonna go for the King Bomb. He's looking for a stun. Gonna be able to find it no problem. Gonna be able to throw the Grumpy Bomb out. But there is
Victor's
a Jet
doing
Server
work.
just try and delay things. Unfortunately, it
That was a
doesn't,
nice
you know,
Victor ult. I
reverse
think
death.
using Using that to pick the barrack is fine.
You know, I think Ferocity.
Giving them
glad they're
comeback
having
is
this
going to be
because
rough.
they're clearly a good team. They've got a lot of good moments.
They're going to have to like act quicker, and especially since they use BKL. I think that BKL is like
they reversed some of the
your best
momentum
option to get rid of the
happening
barrack.
for Ferocity. Now they've got that 3-1 push.
Okay,
It's been really hard to deal with. Poison
yeah,
has been
Zenith used a
really
lot. They
hard
used
to deal with.
chicken.
I really think that the big
Fear.
thing is Flame on this pit.
They've got
It's been a
Scout, but
consistent
like whatever, that's, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not what we're used to seeing. We're seeing him go positive.
But there's no
Quite a mile.
counterplay to
He's
it.
got a tough matchup here
I'm
against
gonna say no
Big
matter the outcome of today, Zenith, whatever your progression is, whether it's into the minor
Okay,
league or if it's
so
into,
let's see if they
you know,
play the
community
standard.
tournament,
Let's see if
wherever.
somebody mixes it
Yeah,
up. I don't
you
think
take-
they do. I think
Practice
that
some
both
stone heat.
teams have a
It's like,
solid
so far,
draft.
2 times in a
It's
row in
winnable.
2 sets. That has been your fault.
Ash
Get
playing
bomb
more
heat
aggressive than
under
I'd
your belt,
like.
because that is something that has been just such a huge deficit for them. And again, while that's working out so great
Ruckus
for
should be up
Poison,
here.
it's
Where
just
was the
because
hell was the
huge
Ruckus?
deficit for them. And again, while that's working out so
Why?
great 2
Yeah.
times in a row in 2 sets, that has been your fault. So get bomb
Why?
heat
Yeah.
under your belt, because that is something that has been just
Why are
such a
you
huge
down there?
deficit for them. And again, while that's working out so great for Poison, it's just because you haven't picked it, you didn't ban it, you didn't play against it. Like,
Yep.
there's so
So
many
that's a
things
pick.
that
Means
could
that they
be
should be able to push up top.
fulfilled by a Bomb King that are not being fulfilled by this pick.
Yeah, like
It
Alexandra's
feels like
playing
they don't
actually.
know
That works out.
how
She
they
doesn't
wanna
have
fight.
shield, so she has to
Mage
give.
Monkey's just been,
playing stairs is
fodder, really.
fine.
He's been
Barrack's
fodder.
on
It's
point.
not
They
a
got
good thing.
comeback
He's playing a
mechanic.
role
They
for this team. It's a
picked
hard
the
role.
Nando picks the
It
Cassie.
feels like they don't know how
We
they
get to see
wanna
this?
fight. And Mage Monkey's just been
So Victor's fire? Why? That's a weird spot to be in. I mean, it's like it's fine, but like, wouldn't you much rather be on your stairs? Okay. And then the Ruckus is respawning because he played dumb first point, and then Cassie. This is like, you know, this is, you can tell what's gonna happen here.
Fodder. It's not a good thing.
I don't know why
playing a role
Cassie
for
was
this
over
team.
there.
It's a hard role. It's a lot of depth. It's putting himself in very precarious situations with little chance of survival.
So what do you
He's
do
trying to
about the
create
Ruckus
space.
there? Because like
The
you
space has been
just have
very
your
low.
tanks.
And
I
it's
think
not
that you
been-
have.
Nothing's been done with it. They've tried. And here's the Hexfire.
It's like what does he do to you though? Because like if he pushes in, like he's screwed. Like Jamba can stun him. Cassie does really well there. Like
So this is maybe a start.
I
This is
think you
maybe
just
a
ignore
start
the
for Team
Ruckus. Like
Zenith
force him
now.
out if he
See, okay,
pushes, but
Jalen
like
Sandy
you
doesn't
can
have
do that.
Wanted that ult to go away.
Um,
Maybe we can evil Mojo here.
Why are they winning
Build
this?
that
Why are they winning this? Nando's that's fine, but like Ruckus should be up top and keep because he can free fire then, and like force them out. Hopefully, get a pick on the barrack or something. Maybe build up for alts.
And nothing's been done with it. They've tried. And here's a Hexfire that they don't get anything out of. So this is maybe a
frick,
start.
man.
This is maybe a start for Team Zenith now.
Grover has to
saying,
drop
okay,
because
Jalen
Ruckus
doesn't
is
have
over
that.
here.
Wanted that ult to go away. Maybe we can evil Mojo here.
Ash is on
build that up
point
and
because
bring it
she didn't have
Let's
to
get aggressive on
touch.
them. They're going to be able to come around the corner looking for
Yeah.
Jalen. The shield's going to be good, but it's not going to be good
way.
enough.
So
Watkins.
yeah, there's why Ruckus shouldn't be high ground or shouldn't be low ground. Ash dies because she didn't really have to touch. Barrack should have had it, or maybe Barrack called. I don't know. Maybe Barrack called that he didn't have touch. Maybe
Barrack's
he already
through
used
that
his
one, but it's
failsafe
still
reset or
99 to
something.
46. They need a lot
Nando,
more.
I don't know if that was
Mojo
just trying to save the
still not
Ruckus.
charged up.
Grover ult after, so that's good. They've killed the Barrack and the Victor. Good play, holding keep.
That whirlwind might have just sealed the deal right there. I mean, that was so good. Va was dead to rights, and then he gets a full heal back. Now they've got to touch because it's 99 to 99.
Grover's popping off.
And Va goes ahead and does the day.
They won that despite the Ruckus kind of like dying. Like,
Yeah, they really need
the
to-
Cassie
that's honestly,
played
that's
really
my takeaway right
aggro, even though it was a nice pick of the
When
Ruckus at the
you're
end.
Ferocity,
That's all you-
again,
you
and
have-
But like, I don't know. Okay, so what could they have done differently in draft? Like they could have. I don't think it's a bad draft from Zenith. I like the draft. I think it's how they played it. I think like you just gotta contest more, force them out, make them not able to peek, ignore the Ruckus. The Ruckus can't do anything to you. Like, he'll divert your attention for a while, but then just like let the Barrack know. The Barrack will leave. You force out the Ruckus. The Ruckus can't get healed because they're playing Grover. If the Grover tries to go down to heal, he'll take a lot of poke and maybe die, or the Ruckus has to. Maybe the Ruckus dies, or I don't like the way that Zenith played it. I think that Ferocity also played it badly. I think that the Ruckus should have been up top. I think that there's like, I don't know. The Ruckus also gave the Ash a lot of space and keep to force out 3 people. Both of these drafts are fine. I don't think they were played very well. And it's like, maybe I'm missing something, right? Like, what am I missing? but from what I can see in the VOD, they weren't played as well as they could have been. But that's just me. What map are we on next? Bright Marsh. That's standard. Imagine seeing a standard map.
Like grab
Banning
the
like
doors,
Serpent
I'll
and
hold it
Jagman,
open,
that's
and
weird.
I saw him come through.
Okay, you can't pull out a sniper now, Zenith. I mean, you could, but like,
think that is like the Canadian part of
please
Katie
don't.
rubbing off on me, where I was like, I was distraught for 5 minutes because I didn't hold
Okay,
the
so
door.
Torvald, Grover Ban, off tank's gonna be open. BK. BK Ban is interesting because it means you can take a hit scan, take a pip, and then there's not much. Like take Leon early. Like you take off tank or maybe an Aura, probably an Aura. Then you do Leon plus pip. Then the only thing that can really contest the pip up there is a Drogue. Then you have Leon into Drogue. But then it's like it kind of fucks up the rest of your draft because then you give them really good tanks. So it's and it's kind of like, we're gonna fuck them over. Then you fuck over your own draft, sort of thing.
You internally for any grief you may have caused.
Yeah, no, I
don't know. Did you just give them a free pip?
How dare I not hold the door open?
So more on that.
Anara? Yeah, okay, because Ash and Con are both open.
They are. Forgive you. So,
Con,
so,
Pip,
still toxic gamer.
Yeah, I think it was also the fact that you
Ash.
chose Churro as a scent or something.
Con Ash?
Question your life
It smelled
up
really
until
good.
this point. Yeah.
I wanted
Dompa?
to try it that day.
It's like a
I
bait.
haven't gotten it.
It's
What the hell are
like
you
a,
taking
like
Dompa
a
for?
cotton candy flavor, you know, and then he's not.
He's
really
not
super
value.
good.
Sorry, he's value, but like, he's not priority.
Obviously, this is a unique human being.
Cassie, Con?
Smell cotton candy for
You're a cotton candy guy, huh? All right, well, you know.
that's you.
Please don't take the
I'm not
Saris.
gonna get along
God,
with
there's
Sorry,
Con's
it's
open.
not gonna happen.
I mean, listen. The potion
Take
seller
Pip,
knows
take
many
Pip
things that
Con.
we don't. That's why he's selling the potion.
What are you doing? Why are you taking
She's
Saris?
selling potions to Saris. I don't know if her.
Why do you want to counterpick when
I
you
guess
can
it's
have the
magic, it's
stuff that
abyssal magic
that
of
you
some
want to
sort or
counter?
another.
Like,
But it kind of looks like a potion
Zin?
if you squint
oh
at
God,
it.
Con is open.
It looks
So-
like a lantern.
Please.
Really? But
Okay.
I mean, a big
Pip's
old
fine. I like the Pip.
Better
I like the Pip.
Pip. How about potions? He's got like
There you
3 of
go.
them.
I like Pip. I don't.
At least.
Zen.
He does.
Like-
He does.
Con. Take the Con.
So, wait a second.
Why are you not
So,
taking
this
Con?
You have explosive blast, which is potion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Evil
Why are they not taking Con though? Like actually.
Now, what is his
Tyra-
normal?
Okay. First of all, easy game for Ferocity because they have something they can test lip really well, and then Zenith don't. Just saying. And then also it's a free barrack for Ferocity, and then they can contest point fine, and it's like, God, I could just see like Pip just running through them,
Potion.
and Zen can fend off
What if he, like, what if
apps
it's literally
too.
just water, and he's just like the only thing that makes it really deadly is the fact that he's shooting glass bottles.
I know,
and
it's
it's
like,
like
Why the
it's
Nando? Why the Nando? Over the Con. Because if you're playing Con, you can pick the Pip. Why no Drogue? You know they're gonna take Barrack. Why don't you do Con Drogue instead of Nando Tyra? Why do you take Cassie Saris? Why are you taking your heal like Pip Con? You get top tier main tank, top tier off tank who has a potential to pick somebody. It's not as great on this map, but it's still good. You can stagger really well, especially. You get probably the best character to contest Lip right now with one of the best ults in the game. You can still take the Saris. It's not like they're going to take Domba Saris. What the hell is Nando Tyra counter picking? Tyra does fine here. Like, what does Cassie do? Why Cassie? God, I don't like this. I don't like this draft. I don't like Ferocity's draft either. Like, Ash over Con is interesting. Yes. I think Domba is not that much priority. I think that Pip is more priority.
Oh God!
We'll see. We'll see.
Totally
He's got
distracting.
something like Windex in there.
He might.
So the glass cuts him open. the
We'll see if
Windex
Pips
gets
run
him
them
around.
over if
I'm
Zenith made
assuming
some
that
900
never
IQ
has
draft with
happened,
this
but it
Nando
sounds
Tyra.
like it'd be painful.
just like
The Saris,
a bunch of
early
Theory
Saris, man.
crafting Pip's
Why?
weapon. How does it work? Can we make this?
Gormizer on the Paladins.
And what if? Well, no, I guess weightless because you hear a potion.
Sometimes
cue.
I actually
Like,
want to hear
what
the
if Weightless
casters
isn't
talk
like
about
a
the game.
potion?
Like,
He just has
I want to
really,
hear them
really good
talk
jumps,
about
but he can only channel it for a
stuff. Like,
little bit.
I mean, I believe it.
I don't
think
know.
you all would
It's, you
too,
know, it's for
as
fun
we
and whatever,
continue to
but
speculate about
whatever.
things,
But
realm and otherwise.
I don't know.
That could be a show.
Okay, so who's ready for
Realm
Poison
and
to
otherwise.
carry?
Jalen Sanity here, running the shoulder bash. We'll see if that sticks.
It's like you want both of the DPS from Zenith to be going far ups, yeah, but like then you're stacking DPS and then that's not great. And I don't know. I don't know.
So easy to set up what is a 6-second period of
Or maybe they do the roof jump, but even then, I don't know, it's kind of unreliable. So they're pushing through. Where is the Zen? So you have to give apps.
Pushing him out, making sure
They're
he's
playing
showing
in
that
apps.
he has the strength. And I'll also say this is the first time I've seen
It's like
Baller
Pip
stand
ideally
not on
prevents
Grover or
that.
on Aldamba, so I'm interested to see how this Saris holds up. So far, the
Like,
healing
see
has
how much
been
pressure
on
they're
point.
under from the Pip just
And I
existing?
think that's going to be the way that Saris is running in Season 2.
Flanks are coming though, I'll tell you that.
Then your
Flanks
healer
are
gets
coming.
picked
The
for
Zen
some
here
reason.
for
I don't know, that
Velocity
was
is
weird.
quite a lot for this
Probably because you can't be in
Poison
yard because
and
Pip exists.
Bringing it back. Poison with a double kill here. Curious just the way Stigma's holding that last
Losing my
swing,
mind,
but
dude.
hey,
Like, sure, they got 75%, but like, you lose the fight. You know, they should be able to zone.
That's just what he's trying to min-max.
Zone's pretty clean. Nano's just now respawning. That was nice. That was nice. Oh my god.
How dare I question this man's swing rotation? He seems to have it all.
Okay, yeah,
I mean,
lost
I was
fight.
sitting
Pip
thinking
still got
of the
roof.
Victor performance that we've seen. Last game it
Now
was
goes to
nice.
point,
The
she's
first game we
feeding
saw it didn't
because
really
the rest
do
of her team's
anything for
dead.
me.
Nice heal.
This is what I've been missing, is Stigma having a big impact, right?
Yeah.
Poison has showcased his talents. We've
Okay.
seen him in the PPL before. He's not a player that is unfamiliar.
That went,
But Stigma has a little bit
I
more
mean,
that he has to
in
show.
general, about as well as you could expect for
I
Zenith.
mean, it looks so like, you know, when a lot of
Do you really
people
not want to
play
take like a
Zenith,
drogue here like
it's
that?
It's not rushed, but he's got a lot of ammo.
Frick,
Reload's
man.
not a big thing. You know, you just get a lot out of Zen, and you don't have to min-max it this hard.
So, Zenith's comp does better here, if anything. Even though Drogue still would have been fine. They trade DPS. Ferocity are still just free pushing them.
And you're right, Stigma having that kind
Was
of
that on-
moment.
that hit Kurt? Hello?
It's been phenomenal. And
Wow, first of all, really nice ult. Like, just, I don't know if you were aiming for Kurt there, but like, if you can hit the Kurt, like, if you can be that precise from the backline,
you're right, Stigma having that kind of a
damn.
moment. Unfortunately, the convergence not going to do much at all for Team
Saris
Zenith.
noises are fun. They use
Anyone.
ults.
Here's
Cool.
Decisive
Okay,
Crash
that's a
trying to
wipe.
follow up on that.
Very nice in our ult.
A lot of combo potential you could tell just with those two ultimates not happening right at the same time.
I don't know, but it's like,
back to back.
you still
It'll be very
lose the
deadly
main
if
fight,
they end
yeah?
up
So
hitting.
this push is
Right
like
now, I'd
almost
say it's
irrelevant.
The damage, can you get rid of Jalen before he gets rid
Stagger
of
the
you or
Ash.
not?
Everybody
But
get
they're going for
your
the stagger, and
get
I
your assists.
appreciate
Get your
the
credits
patience
here.
coming down from them.
Okay,
I mean, you can see it full 5 seconds
try to
behind
do
it,
something
but
like
respawning is
smaller,
gonna take
like,
them forever, not only to regroup, but to
I
get
think
back to the payload.
you want to save Dome,
Very
Shield,
similar
and
to
Chicken
Frog Isle, very
for the
similar to
point.
earlier maps that we saw. Not a very long
So
walk
maybe
around
use
on
Damba,
Frog Marsh. It is a little bit
especially
wider
since Damba.
horizontally
I would buy
than some of
Morale
the
here.
others, but this push doesn't take a long time
That's
to get
fine.
around.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah,
All
that's
is
fine.
good in the
And they
hood
picked the
for
Tyra somewhere else.
Oh, look at this. All is good.
So Nando gets chickened. Tyra messes up somewhere though. We don't get to see that.
Good in the hood for Poison. He finds himself a kill on the Mage Monkey.
So they're gonna get to
Look
the
at
final
these
choke
KDs
here.
real quick as well. Appreciate
I think that you boost your support up with wall.
Mage Monkey has
Boost
been
your
having
DPS
a
up,
it's
too.
a tough role. You know, we talked about
Yeah.
on NIP.
So they're gonna get staggered.
Koa used to do this role for them.
10 seconds until
And
they can
obviously
take an
just,
actual
you know, been
fight.
Playing at that level for a long time. Mage Monkey
This is a
wanting to get there,
push.
still proving himself at this higher level, this echelon of play. But man, it's
And
tough to be that
Ash
guy to
dies, so
create the
maybe
space, has to hold
not.
the shield up while 4 people shoot at you while you're hoping
Zenalt
your teammates
misses.
bail you out.
So yeah,
He
Pip's
is
gonna have like
more,
a
just like
rough
we said,
time
can
here.
Jay Lynn Sanity bring more, find a couple of kills on his own.
Maybe he
I
lived,
mean, that
so
could change the dynamic too. There's a lot of things that this set is kind of balanced.
nice shield. Very nice
And
shield.
Ferocity
So it's kind of like a reset.
playing up as well.
I don't know. I don't know. Scrappy could have been better. Zenith should have reset, etc., etc.
I think is really like games 1,
Pip
game
60% to another alt.
you
That's
could kind
impressive.
of see, I
Maybe
want to say,
started
like,
morale.
hints of it. There were moments of it.
Yeah.
This is
This is going badly for Zenith. The
just a
helpers.
higher team level, I guess, than they had in those games. They're actually playing what feels like together, as opposed to just playing the
They
5
picked the
games
Tyra?
They're actually playing
Is she low ground?
what feels like together, as opposed to
Why was she low ground? I'm just like, not like she doesn't get picked if she's not high ground, but like, I don't know, I'm just saying. Why was the Tyra low ground? So that's a mistake. She gets forced. I was gonna say, gets forced. Forced. Yeah, so they kill Nando because they have more pressure, etc., etc. Nice boop. Nice down.
To go down as the rest of Ferocity push through.
I don't know. What do you want me to say?
Beautiful, beautiful fashion. A lot of the attempts here from Watkins early was
like,
to poison off
you know, here it is. This is the draft.
Very strong blaster player and flex player.
There you go.
Damage roll.
That's what you could have had, but you decided to pick frickin' Tyra.
He is extremely successful. I've even seen him play Eevee today in a good looking.
Ash top damage. Hello. Jesus.
Champion pool.
Wow.
Watkins started that game off, and I will say, because it's Tyra.
Oh, they have chicken again. That's cool. They have 5 ults. They have 5
He started
ults.
that game off getting a ton
Frick,
of
man.
damage into Ash, and Jalen dashed out and then dashed away, and then when Jalen finally re-engaged, he kills the healer. You just saw poison coming around, getting a bunch of kills.
You know,
right
what
there.
does Zenith do?
I like it.
They need to figure out
Very
what
nice.
exactly this Tyra is trying to accomplish. And
Zen was in
they
an
need to do
interesting
attacks.
spot.
And I love this approach. I mean, what are you going to do now?
If
We
he
all
tries
have
to
back
flank
off.
through
It's smart for them
Dox,
to
I think
back
that's
off.
fine.
You know what, Jalen Sanders
Ash
is
ult to
letting-
stagger.
This is what I love when he's on these aggressive champions.
That's the fight, yeah.
Plays like this. Great decision.
Like, if
to
Nando
take,
dies,
because you know
like,
what you do, you
oh my god,
cut
is he
out
gonna
the
get caught
shield.
out?
H-Monkey now is in a problem.
Oh, they have a
Slowly back in
recontest.
Unless somebody bails him out, and it is Watkins. He's
Yeah,
able
they
to
have a
go ahead and
recontest.
save the day, but
They get
Stigma
the Tyra
finds
again.
Watkins, and meanwhile, they've got
And
someone
Saris is
just
low.
on the point, collecting
They're getting
credits,
forced out.
collecting
Saris got forced
percentage.
out too.
Poison here,
Nice
enjoying
fear.
himself,
Nice
and it's
fear.
3-0. This is looking like a dominant game for Ferocity.
And that was just
Good
a
job
good
to whoever
example.
forced
You
out
have
Mother's
Mal
Grace
Gamba,
before.
who's kind of alone on the point. Your team's not quite responding to the person who's aggressing on you.
Yeah, okay, that
Jet
was
Serpent, you throw that out, you create a lot of space for yourself. That was
Good
no
ults.
overtime specifically because of the play from Ferocity's support.
What do you do there?
Enough space.
Yeah.
They
What
could
do you-
turn this
like,
into a
what-
4-0.
you
They
don't
could go
do
from
any-
a
you
very
die, that's
sloppy
what you
first
do.
Game to 4-0ing in game 4.
like, this is just such a hard. They
And, you know, it could be
didn't even get out-drafted. Instead of had the chance to like
and then they found their momentum
have an
on,
okay draft, a good
you
draft,
know,
a
and
better
another-
draft,
another
maybe.
match
Not bad,
play.
maybe not better,
And I think,
but like a good draft.
this goes to speak to
And
the
they were
talent
like,
and caliber of the players here. They're so
we'll take
even
Tyra.
that the right lineup or the right map determines the win. Not necessarily the 5 players playing against one another, but that does also
Nara
mean
gets
there's an
picked.
opportunity to step up. If you
Nobody's
are a
like,
player
oh,
in
this is just
matchup.
gonna be a big
To carry this
stagger. Oh
game
my god,
so far, the big
please.
step up for me.
Or it is gonna be a
played
stagger,
great,
right?
But Stigma's kind of had a big
1 second to
performance.
shield. That's unlucky.
I mean, a lot of everything they've been able to do. Stigma, I think, kind of piloting the back line, although a lot of the kill
like,
credit
oh
has
my
been
god,
going
what do
Did
you?
Watkins get a kill
of
this whole
poison,
game?
but that was a slaughter. That was literally chickens
yeah.
to the slaughter.
It really was. No, literally.
Oof.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's nothing that Zenith could have done there. Like, what the hell was that
Grilling the
from
chicken.
Zenith?
Only chicken,
Something
man.
like that.
Oh, wait, is this Warders?
Really like Ferocity's
Okay.
bounce back there, and now
Hard outdrafted. Not even outdrafted. They freaking outdrafted themselves.
such a peek in here for you guys. Let's do it.
Torvald,
where are you going?
Goverband,
Let's go.
fine, Con.
I'm sorry.
Koa and Ash are
Go,
open.
I
Leave
came
both
back.
of those. Free Ash. But an R.
Would be happy with that. 13 sets in a row for Gorge.
Okay.
No, I'll do the games.
I think an R is more value here, to be
Just can't be on
honest.
those maps. Like, I'll put the time in. Just not
BK?
there.
Please not.
I mean,
there.
I'll do
Really?
reasonable requests, just not.
There's an R.
Just not
Okay.
something ridiculous like that. Playing a map in this game. Kidding me?
I think Ash and Nando, playing Nando here would be fine.
Actually, you
Zen,
know what,
really?
Timbermill? I
That's
don't mind.
early.
Okay. Ice Mine's though.
Ice Mines.
Where's
Ice
the
Mines
Barrack?
gets me. I feel like I need a
Damba,
little
that's
break.
fine.
In a couple weeks, when Ice Mines comes back, inevitably, I'll be okay with it.
Yeah. Okay. Zen, Maldamba, Ash here for Zenith. Ferocity with a Bomb King and Aura. The bands
Cassie's fine.
really focus around Grover and the uniqueness.
I
of
like
that
Leon, personally.
Not much
I think
else
Leon
to
does
say.
better. Nando,
Everything
yeah.
else is pretty standard. Zen, though, for
I
Zenith,
think it's weird that they took
clearly
Cassie that early.
seeing how successful that was for Stigma.
Maybe it's like taking it away from Zenith, but it also like leaves them
Fernando's still gonna be going over to the
like. I think Cassie early on's fine. I don't think it doesn't matter which one you get here.
with Poison Poison on the bottom.
I would prefer Leon, but
I honestly, personally,
and then
feel
I
a little
think
bit
that you
more
want to be able
towards
to
Zenith
counter
on
pick.
this draft. This is very, very similar.
So.
Again, if
But it's
not
fine. It's like it's not a
exactly
huge
what they
difference.
ran the
Sarah's
first time they went
that's
through
fine.
the Warriors
I
Gate.
think so.
Leon's
Could've taken
really
Fury,
good with
actually.
range. She's really good at dealing with a lot of the
Sarah's is
heals on
fine.
the sides.
I like
Zenith can
Sarah's.
clean up any way
Sarah's
she
probably better, to
can.
be honest, especially with Nando.
Bomb King's the one that's kind of throwing me for a
Okay.
loop. I don't
So
know
both,
how
both these drafts are like
exactly
fine,
on this map.
whatever,
I haven't
very
personally
standard.
gotten to play him here. And
Very standard.
it might be
Like,
Ferocity.
wait, I like Ferocity's better. Because it feels like they got better DPS and a better main tank. And Saris can still compete with Damba. We'll see, I don't know. Like, there's nothing really spectacular about that draft.
About their chances of winning this.
Okay.
This would be huge if they could grab this W.
It
You
just
know
depends
what
on how they
Ferocity
play it, where they
really
hold on the
making sure they
defense,
give
and
their
then
best
where they
effort
push in the
here. No matter what happens,
offense.
this 5-game set has given some
Actually, I didn't look at
highlights
alts. Like, who's
as
better
Paladins
alts?
viewers, fans, and just general enjoyers of
Something about Nando's. Like, his ult is like
Borders
damn
Gate, the
good.
newest map in the game is gonna be where it all
Again, it's
is.
like overall very hard to get
As,
used out of
these
though.
teams get ready to head out to battle one last time.
Zenith
The
have really
thing
good
that's on
ults.
my mind is how Poison actually will approach the beginning
Zenith does have better
fight.
ults.
We've seen a lot of teams, again, hug one side or the other. Typically, one team will use like the bounce pad, the elevator, whatever you want to call it, to get up to one side.
Yeah, so how do they play this? Because usually you play like a 1-1-3 sort of thing.
Instead, be looking potentially for Zenith to come aggressive to him, but instead the teams are just going to loop around each other.
That's what Zenith did, by the looks of it.
Poison holding down this right side.
So they're gonna flank behind. This is nice.
Left side actually. Backing
Where's
off,
the...
getting a little
Okay,
bit of
so...
flight from the crystals of
Their
Warriors
backline
Gate.
are gonna get out. This is
Unique kind of
fine.
mechanic, but Watkins finds Poison. That hit
Overextends.
scan, that imminent style,
Leon's
it's so
good.
deadly, but Baller's Heat's gonna fall
Nice flank
after
from
you.
Ferocity
Now they
though.
have
This
no
is a
sustain,
one
they
fight
have to fight
for them.
You know, whatever they've been given offensively, because they will not be healed.
They
for
kinda
a
just like
while.
out-rotated
And
them.
This is a moment where I don't know. The collapse is happening. It took a little longer than I would have
Just
expected.
picking the healer there is huge, because healers can't rotate for shit.
Watkins most likely going to be able to slide
Unless you're like
somewhere.
Saris.
Is it
Saris
enough
can rotate.
to get back out? Baller's
which is why
Gate
she's good
is
here.
But not enough time. Ferocity taking the first point.
Yeah,
on
that was
Baller's
nice.
Gate, making this
Good job
momentum strong.
keep going
Evil
on the
gonna ride
Nando
through
with the...
everything
Who was
they
flanking?
needed, and honestly
It was the
showcasing
Cassie. It
one
was the
thing
Cassie Nando
that I
sticking
think a lot of
together,
teams
pushing.
still
That was very
need to
nice.
be able to get under their belt, and a lot of teams typically that we've actually seen maybe even
Zenith
just
could have,
about
like,
last
I
week
don't know.
struggling with.
Yeah.
You cut off the support,
Gotten
they don't
dismounts
kill him
maybe,
off, there's
playing
no one
1-1-3
to
instead of...
everyone up.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's a lot easier.
Instead
Take
of
that damage he
1-4.
just did to the barrack, he either has to get out of the fight for like 5 seconds, or
It's
you
unlucky.
kill him. It's either
I
permanent
really
or
like the way
just
Ferocity
a
are pushing
little bit
this
more
with the
time
1
than you'd
DPS up
really like
top.
to spend out of the game. So you're set,
Zenith
and
kind of just need to
honestly, you
reset,
keep
wait for the
rolling, you
Leon to
keep
be
this
able
kind
to
of
get back
aggression
so
up,
they can
you
poke
keep
the BK
pressure
out.
on the Zenith that you have,
Yeah.
and you could find this potentially as a 4-0.
Enlightenment also
And there it
lifting there
comes.
for Watkins, so he doesn't get the cooldown.
So now they're safe from that angle, but they should be pushing tunnels, which they are. Sarasolt's gonna come out, not gonna catch anything, whatever, it's fine. Sarasalt. It's like an opportunity thing. Nano wants to be pushing tunnels, there he goes. BK needs to be up top. Doesn't need to be. Scout, that's fine. So who's actually pushing up top? Like, they call for the BK? Somebody needs to be with the Nando, for sure.
Poison, I feel like, is just waiting to pull
Maybe the
trigger.
Leon.
It's 97% until you have that King Bomb, and that is what I think
Nando
he's
ult
waiting
is
on.
pretty good. Where'd the Ashe go? So
They
they live. Ashe is like overextend. Oh, they get the arrow though.
This should be a kill. Watkins gonna clean up Poison yet again, get some revenge.
Nice Ashe ult. Good follow up. Pretty clean. I think Ferocity needed to push tunnels more. Didn't seem like they knew what they were doing going. Like they didn't. Not that they didn't know what they were doing. They didn't have a plan going into that fight.
Too late. So I didn't even
Like they didn't say this is what we're doing. This person going in here, here, and then this person going here. Like they didn't seem like they did that.
And so if it did come through, it wasn't in
Or
time to save anybody.
what their
that
win
they were
condition
putting
was,
it
or
for.
maybe they didn't discuss it, or I don't know.
Convergence hasn't been hitting
I
these
don't
last
know.
couple games. Neither support really able to pull it out to full effect.
Zenith seemed much cleaner.
That one
I don't
combo,
like
once
pushing
it
up
comes
top
through,
because it's
gonna make such a big
impossible to
difference.
sustain that. Saris actually goes up top too, though, so it means that they can't push tunnels. They should be able to wrap around. The healer has to go up top too. Nando's very far. Zin gets picked. Nice stun. Has to drop. It's like, what, like even if, like, what did Nando do there? Like they, you know, unless he like, I think it's fine, like, maybe if the main tank pushes up there, because then you can drop the point and still push tunnels. It's like if like, but it's only if Zenith can test it though, and they shouldn't be contesting it. It's such an awkward push, man. It's like,
Heal and Mage Monkey will find poison, so that's a ton of damage. Watkins
it's the map in general.
needs to get aggressive, but there's the convergence. And he goes in the enlightenment, but can't.
They're
click the
so
Ceres, which is who
low.
he wanted, and Sigma
They're
finds
so
the kill
low.
response. Vaughn needs to give this
I think it's the
kill
pick
over
on
to the Cassie,
Zen
and now
that
she's
really
back
started
in the fray.
this,
This
not
is a
push
lot
up
of
top.
damage. Can she find enough kills? Misses the blast shot, but Gore, it looks like it will
So
be
a
enough.
nice
The
play
dome shield is
from
already used.
the
There's no way
poison.
to defend this unless somebody makes a big play.
Stigma does go down. Ninny dancing around the
This
point
is
as
scrappy.
best
I don't know why
they
Valve
can.
was
This
up that
payload slowly
far.
moving in, but poison is done. Jalen Sanity still alive, still pushing,
The
but it's gonna
heals.
be him, Baller, Steve, and
The
Ninny
shield.
all in a ring, trying to do whatever they can. But
Winnable.
respawn proximity is here for
Ash is
Zenith.
back.
And if they
Good
can just
job.
hold out longer, then they
Good
should be
job
able to get
communicating
this.
that you have touch. So
So
this is bad because you know when they're looking for sustain on a crappy point flush like this, and you're in trouble.
There's so much damage happening in this fight, so many kills, but the
That was scrappy. Vol got picked. You should have been further back. Ferocity weren't holding their positions that they'd wanted to get. Like, it was just really scrappy. Like, I don't know where you're pushing their positions if you're just gonna, like, drop. I don't know. I didn't actually see. I just kind of assumed they were on point. So, let's actually go back and take a look at that. So, like, where are the DPS? Where are the DPS? From Ferocity. So Cassie's back here. Where's the BK? BK dead? Yes. Where did the BK get picked? He's going for ult here, which is good, because he can pick the barrack. He gets the barrack, okay, so he dies early. But he trades for the barrack. This is 100% winnable. I think Cassie being mid is awkward. I think that she should be in tunnels. I think that's a better angle for her. I think that, like, why are you pushing tunnels if you're not going to hold tunnels? So, Cassie positioning and then the Ceres, I think, could be farther back. And it's like, it's tough to get heals on the Cassie, so maybe, like, playing behind that box. Which she is. Sort of, to a point, yeah. Looking for ult, never mind, so that's fine. So that's just, like, really scrappy, etc., etc.
Finds the kill in response. Vaughn needs to give this heal over to the Cassie, and now she's back in the fray. This is a lot.
I think you stop that heal early. I think that, like, the tanks need it more. I think you can, like, why is Cassie up this far, you know? Why are you not in tunnels? Like, you're gonna take a lot of unnecessary poke. Why are you taking that damage? The tanks tank for you. Putting yourself in danger for no reason. You give them the chance to pop off, right? Like, don't give them the chance to pop off.
Trying to do whatever they can, but respawn proximity is here for Zenith, and if they can just hold out longer, then they should be able to get there.
Okay.
Just gets charged up as well, and so is
DPS positioning, healer positioning. I think the tanks were fine. And then Zenith just, like, staggered onto there. They didn't do so great at the previous fight, but they let this happen. But, like,
but the overtime will not wait for any man, king,
okay.
or
Point fight. What changes? What changes? They got Ash ult, which is pretty big because that can be a potential free pick on a squishy. They do have Nando ult. Cassie ult is going to be really big.
Reason to hold back then, and I think that's when Zenith will probably feel the full.
Like, let's see how they play this. Where are they sending people?
Last team standing. That's what matters here. Not
Frosty playing 1-4. Zenith playing not that, presumably, because they got dismounts. There's the Ash. Tanks are stacking. This is an opportunity for Ferocity to push through. But an art. Hello? Ceres? Didn't have a heal. Oh, he did get the heal over. Just cauterized happened. That's unlucky. Don't take less damage, Forehead. Nando ult comes out, so they're trying to go for it. I don't know if they're going to be able to get picks, though. Because, like, Zenith can sort of just rotate around point. Frosty there in an awkward spot.
Every DPS we were talking about this when we watched.
It's like the Leon having that angle there is really nice.
This area in general is really safe. You essentially have three sides that are covered, one side that you're going to have to worry about, and you're shooting at.
No, I'm barrack. They're so low. Tanks are stacking. Ash is able to push the backline because Nando isn't there. Ferocity are put into this corner here.
two
Zenith
moments where
have
he's
much more
basically
map
dead,
control.
but he billows and gets a full reset.
Sin's
And
flanking,
this is the problem.
give him the
If you
option
find
to
here, look at that.
eh.
Again, a third time flame effects. And this is the smartest thing to do if you are poison. You need to get rid of
That
it.
was
And now
nice.
you can rotate onto Baller Steve.
So
He
where's the
knows you're
tank
coming, but
here?
He's got to keep his front lines healed. Poison knows better than this to let a snake go out. And he's going to try and
So they were
finish this
holding
one
like
off
the
right
opposite
there.
angle, which is like
He should be
fine,
first,
but
he's getting taken down from the backside. Watkins may have just saved the day there. Baller
it's
Steve somehow
riskier.
is still alive, and Watkins gets the heal.
Fragger.
Jalen Sanity trying to
He's
do
a
the job that
fragger.
DPS should have done, but wasn't able to do. And
Leon got forced out by the Cassie.
And now Watkins is the one who goes and finds
was nice.
Viserys in the back line. He pays with his life for it. And it may not have been enough, but it does.
I don't know,
seem to
maybe
put
you
Defense
Veil earlier,
into
or
an
not
option
Veil.
to counter, maybe
Shadow
give it
Travel.
one more last chance.
I contested for
Oh,
long
for
enough to be able to get Ash
Peel.
back on there. Unfortunately, Ash is just going to fall down. Mage Monkey not able
Ash
to live. Baller
does.
Steve
This
gets
is
pressured out by
super
Jalen
scrappy.
Sanity. The overtime time is going
It's kind of hard to
down.
comment on these.
There, I mean,
Still
going to
alive.
end up going
It's like a
down.
lot of it's just
Stigma
gonna be
doing whatever
individual
he
play
can.
and positioning. Nando
Baller
doing a
Steve finally
great
killed off in
job
the
forcing out the
back
Damba.
That's going to give it over towards Ferocity. I mean, that was just
Hard-earned.
so much from Zenith.
Yeah, that
was
was
going
clean.
right.
Seems
Baller
like
Steve
Ferocity never really
almost
played like
killed Jalen
badly.
Sanity.
Unbelievable.
Like if they make mistakes, they're
They
always
weren't
like
able to
small
pull it all
ones.
out.
Zenith seemed to make.
Of a potential Maldamba
Zenith
player.
seemed to like
He
have a lot of like
has the
pocket
skill ceiling
strats, but like
min-max the moment, and that is what makes him
I don't know. I
probably
think
the
Ferocity's the better
greatest
team here.
Paladins because of the level of depth
But like
that is
Zenith are
provided,
just
but also the level of
smarter,
simplicity
not
that is
smarter,
added,
but like
to the general experience of them.
planned
Just a
more,
phenomenal
maybe.
character design and how
I don't know how
shows
you
up
put
in
it.
high-level play. It's just so interesting to watch, and Baller Steve has certainly put on a show. Almost
Nando pushing up top again. Don't like it. Can't sustain. Rather push
the play
tunnels.
from Flame Effects and Zen 2. I mean, Lord, that was.
No, Sarasol got. Oh,
He did a do-si-do.
never mind. It was
And,
Ashol.
almost got out for a fourth, but wasn't able to make it happen.
And that's why I've admired Poison's willingness to get
Saw you.
aggressive. He hasn't held back just because it's like, oh, I shouldn't be in that position. It's like, you know what? This guy's done this 2 times, 3 times now.
Yep.
We
Pulling
have
tunnels.
To get rid
What,
of
like,
this
when
Zen
Nando
and
didn't get
just
in, he
being
started
able to
value
follow
there.
him up, recognizing how he can follow his pathing, but
He would have
do
got
it a
value
Bomb
if he
King
was
way,
pushing the
I
Ash.
would say,
Yeah.
to make it a little bit faster of a gap close. Unfortunately, now Flame
There you
Effects
go.
is finding
Now you're
potentially candy
cooking.
in a candy shop.
Yep.
Because everyone's lining up.
Then
for those
flank.
units.
That gets called out. He has to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't agree. I think that was a good decision.
I don't know if he can get healed because the support, the front line needs the healing as well.
So
but
it's hard to
Baller
push
Steve does make the
tunnels.
front line
Like
be
ideally,
that
that's why you have your other
kind of
DPS up
presence that
top,
you
so they
need
can
to
then
stop
help with
them
that. They
from
can
getting
force
the
out.
point, and I will
This case
heal
would be the
you
Cassie trying to
as
force out the
direct
Leon.
defense here. He's trying to go for the
And
counter.
ideally, oh, that's rough.
Finally dies
Then you
within
go in at the
that
same
2-second
time, so like
window that a good team
either
player will
like
have
one of
to
you doesn't get
take
forced
them
out. He's
down.
running Brand. That's
And now
interesting.
Poison's looking to maybe get this to a 3-1 situation. It looks like it will for
Yeah, that
Sigma.
was really
Takes
clean.
no walk-in,
I
and just
think
like
the
that,
Cassie
Ferocity
positioning
wins in a row
could have been
and are
better,
on
but
the
you know,
brink
whatever.
of winning a third.
And I have to say, I mean, it's one of the roughest
I don't know.
scenarios
It's
to
just like
be
maybe a
in
draft thing from
when
Zenith.
you're
Maybe.
Zenith, mainly because you are up 2-0,
Uh,
and now you are facing a potential reverse sweep. But the other thing is just for this game, you had a really
I don't know,
stellar
maybe-
fight to get that defense last time at the very
that's,
end.
I mean,
You had a
like when
really
it's a fight like
solid
that,
point
it's just kind of like a draft thing.
But at the end of the war of attrition, you lost.
Like Ferocity
both
didn't
of
even
them.
use
And
anything.
That's got to be demoralizing in and of
Zenith
itself.
don't have
Let alone the
ults.
fact that Ferocity is
Well, they
one
do,
point
but,
from
like,
being able to put themselves up on top
They're smaller
for this
ults.
set.
No doubt about it.
Unless Watkins
You
can
look
go
at
pick the
Slashlight,
healer
they're
again,
not
that'd be
doing
nice.
anything Crazy. It's really the streaks.
It's
that
an
have to go
insane
on
amount of
the
healing from the
damage
Ceres, holy
healing
shit.
From Ceres. It's just everything coming together. Ferocity at this point have just kind of
With the
elevated their
creds for
teamwork
it
to
too,
be
god damn.
better.
Yeah, and I mean, let's shout out Va as well. I mean, Baller Steve has had his own level
Is
of
Poison
pressure.
gonna go
He's been
around
just
with the
trying to
Nando?
survive, and he's
There he
done a great
goes.
job, but Va is doubling his healing at this point. In 10 minutes, he's got 180,000.
Barrack's gonna go back to field. That should be the Ash.
Unbelievable. Ceres raising in the tiers as we speak on this map.
Zen just forcing out the Ceres, that's good.
Into the kit. It seems to be so effective
BK
for him.
ult's gonna
Mage Monkey
take
finally stays
out
low. Mage Monkey
nobody.
may wanted to
Ceres
go
all getting value, oh my god!
This would be trouble. Oh, trouble. And he's going to not go down.
That was
Jalen Sanity
nice.
will
This
actually
is
try to
really
go into
scrappy. I don't
Watkins
even want to
instead
try to
with a
comment over
double kill this
this.
time around on the Fernando.
Like,
And Mage Monkey with the stun
I'd be
potential
fine
will
trying to
land,
talk about this
but it may not
if
result
it
in
was
the
third
type of pressure he was
person.
hoping for.
The Immortal comes out.
He has to
Ash
run
is
If I had
over,
like a
run away,
bird's eye
back
view
on
sort of
the
thing,
mouse.
it'd be fine.
Fortunate spot
Because
to
you
be
could
in.
tell
Now
rotations a
90%,
lot
93
easier. But
days.
this time it's
They're
just
gonna
like,
get
hey,
this.
what the hell
I don't
is
see
going
how they
on?
can. Ferocity and
Nice
they've
wall, good
taken
draft, I
3
don't know.
games
Scrappy.
after losing the first 2, and they grab the win over
This
Zenith.
map is hard. I think the better team won. Was that a reverse sweep? That was a reverse sweep. That's pretty nice. Anyhow, so, yeah, basically consistent themes. Zenith had played really well with sniper maps. That's something to watch out for. Like if teams can like figure that out though, then they're kind of like they didn't do well, especially well anywhere else, and they didn't seem to understand Brightmarsh. So like maybe they're sort of like a one-trick team. Like they do really well with snipers, and they're okay at everything else, but they're not at the level of like the other top tier teams. Or maybe just Ferocity's just that damn good. Because I know that Zenith is also top tier. Like I don't know, maybe they just had some off games. Like I don't know. Maybe again, Ferocity is just like the best in a PML team, I think. So there's that. Like they 4-0'd Bork. They beat Zenith. Like I don't even remember the other PML team. So Ferocity is damn good. So taking them to 5 games too, like that's also something to be proud of. But yeah, let's see. There's some big points from this. Drafting. It's good to take tanks. Tanks are important. Brightmarsh, you always take somebody who can get test lip. I don't know. That's just honestly like contesting lip on Brightmarsh. A lot of newer teams don't do that, and it's like you can just roll them if you have control lip. It's like you pretty much saw it in action. Like poison popped off on the pip, and that's just good draft, or rather a bad draft from Zenith. But anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I do these mostly for myself, so I can like learn from what the PML teams do. So you know, maybe I'll go and like draft a Sky on Frozen Guard in my own games or something. So anyhow, I'll see you guys next time.